We got a polo shirt today. We got a polo shirt after my short yesterday. All you guys hating on me. We got a new polo shirt. This thing cost me 40 bucks at TJ Maxx. 40 bucks at TJ Maxx. 40 bucks. All you haters out there. I'm gonna get back to Jordan now, but let's freaking go.
Let's jump into the Bitcoin chart.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna start out with saying I'm seeing a lot of bearishness in the chat. I'm seeing a lot of bearishness on the poll that we have here, and I'm seeing a lot of bearishness on Twitter. I'm seeing a lot of bearishness right now, and this is very much reminding me of the last time we had a bearish poll, and Twitter was bearish, okay, and the chat was bearish. It's reminding me of last time. Though we're gonna look at the charts, right? We're gonna look at the charts. We're gonna look at a bunch of things so we can find any clues of what's gonna happen next. But what I will say is, I'm seeing a lot of bearishness around right now. What's going on, man? We'll take a look. But anyways, let's jump on into the hourly chart here. We'll see if maybe we are actually as bearish as everyone's talking about, or if we are sort of getting a little bit too overreactive right now. What I will say is, to start off the stream, this week is going to be a big week. Now, we might always say that. We might be saying, all right, Jordan, you say every week's going to be a big week, but this is going to be a big week, right? Obviously, the stock market did not end very well last week, so it's going to be interesting to see what the stock market does coming into this week. It's going to be also interesting what the DXY does coming into this week too. It's going to have a big effect on crypto markets. It's not all about the charts right now and so much for crypto, but we need to pay attention to the more macro factors that are might be impacting crypto this upcoming week too. So anyways, let's jump on into the hourly chart. So what I'm looking here for Bitcoin. So we sort of have this previous resistance, and if you actually extend it out, we've actually bounced off it once and twice. Now we are making lower lows here, which I don't love, here for Bitcoin at the current moment. But what I will say is, if we do end up bouncing from here, if we can get a bounce, we might have some bullish divergence here on the 1 hour time frame, though we need to confirm, right? We need to confirm it with a nice little bounce here. So you see we have higher lows, and we have lower lows in the RSI. So we need to get a little bit more juice here. I don't love the juice that we're getting at the current moment, but nevertheless, we do have that's playing out. Hourly stock RSI could probably drop a little bit lower, and it kind of correlates with maybe coming back down into this previous channel that we were in before. That could be kind of interesting too, but the hourly is not so much what I'm worried about here. What I'm more so looking at is this 4 hour chart. All right, so we know we had our big bullish falling wedge that we broke up out of, and then we had the smaller falling wedge, which we also broke out of yesterday too. It's going to be interesting to see which one of these patterns actually plays out here. Is this just a back test, right? Is this just a back test of the bigger wedge, or was this a back test of the smaller wedge and a continuation of the smaller wedge, where we come back into the bigger wedge and actually come back down and maybe test some of our targets that are a little bit lower here, right? Back down in the $42,000, $43,000 range. That's what I'm watching for here for Bitcoin. Now, what I will say is that kind of like how we were down here, guys, and we were kind of saying this same thing. It's reminding me a lot of that point. I'm not going to say it's going to play out exactly like that point. We never really want to know what we're going to know. Like I said, if the stock market is red next week, Bitcoin's probably going to drop. If the stock market gets a bounce, Bitcoin's probably going to go up. But what I will say about the chart is the sentiment around here right now what I'm seeing is very, very much like the sentiment was down here. Okay, I'm seeing way too much bearish sentiment right now, considering that we're at the exact same price that we were at literally yesterday. We were literally at this exact same price yesterday, and we're all sort of freaking out here. Right? I think it's a little bit too early to freak out. You know, there's never really a time you should be freaking out per se, but I think it's a little bit too early to start screaming Bitcoin's going to zero, Bitcoin's going to zero, Bitcoin's going to zero. We were literally at 47. We were literally at lower than this yesterday. We were at 46,800 at one point yesterday. We're sitting higher than that right now. And we're sort of getting really, really bearish. And it's the sentiment I'm seeing is reminding me a lot of right here, where the poll was bearish. This is actually the second bearish poll that we've had on the channel since we were at 29,000. Both times we had bearish poll. The one time we had bearish poll, we ended up bouncing the next day. Do we do that again? Well, the sentiment is sort of screaming that to me. And lately, when I've been seeing everyone be super bearish, that tends to be a relative short-term bottom indicator. But like I said, there's a lot of things going on right now. It's not so much about today, but what's going to happen next week for crypto. But if we do break this trend line, guys, it might be possible that we come back down and potentially test this trend line again, which we came back to once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. We could come back down to it again, right? It's always a possibility. We can't rule out something like that. So that's what I'm watching for. Now, what I will say is, this is on the 1 hour. If we can switch back to the 4 hour chart, what I will say about the 4 hour chart is we are bottomed out on our stock RSI 4 hour, right? Now, historically, when we look back the last couple of times we've been bottomed out on this, it tends to be a relative bottom, short-term bottom indicator. What's up, John? We'll take a look. And Wes said last dip before showtime. We'll check out audio for you, Wes. And Wes said bears are noobs, bulls are patience for gains. I don't know if bears are noobs. I think I've always said I don't think it, like for a long term, I don't think it makes sense to be a bear. But there is times that you could be bearish, right? There's times that be bearish. Now, if this does break, like I said, could have seen one more down here. I don't know if we go down there. If the stock market turns back this week, I don't think it's likely that we come back down here, but it's always a scenario that we have in the back of our heads. What I actually do want to look at is where our 200 moving average is on the 4 hour. I don't know if I would say bears are noobs. So we did break below our 200 and our 50 moving averages on the 4 hour chart, but we are trying to hold our 100, which happens to be right at the top of this wedge as well. So you have some really nice support here at around this $47,000 area. Will it hold? That's something we're gonna have to watch in tonight's stream, right? But this is all short-term time frame stuff. Like I was saying, guys, our 4 hour stock RSI is bottomed out. Historically, when you look at when it is bottomed out, it tends to be a relative short-term bottom. If you just go back and look at each time this was bottomed out, relatively, you had a decent bounce, that at least a temporary bounce back up to the upside. We said the same thing when we were down here. We said the same thing when we were right here. And now we're at the same exact spot where we're looking to curl back up here on the 4 hour momentum. Does it have to curl up? No. Just looking at the previous times that we had it, right? 4 hour RSI, there's really no divergence there. There is no divergence on the 4 hour time frame. So this does have a little bit room to run down if it wants to run down, which would give you some room if we did break this trend line. Could possibly see a little bit lower prices, right? Now, the daily, and this is all based on chart, guys. I'm not going based off sentiment. I'm not going based off macro, which could change literally everything we're talking about right now. Bears are noobs. I don't know, man. I'm trying to be a little... It doesn't make sense to be a bear long term. It doesn't for crypto. You know what I mean? Like, I could go on a rant alert right now, but I'm sure I'm going to have plenty of rant alerts coming up pretty soon. Let's see. Isn't it weird that Hitboy's source is Britney Spears. Anyways, on the daily chart, we do have some support below us here. Right around 46,500 and 45,800. We do have our 50 and our 200-day moving averages here slightly below us, right? So those are there in the case that we do drop that low. Like I said, I'm not ruling it out. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I mean, this is all short-term time frame stuff, guys. We're talking... I know everyone's like getting all scared and flipping out. We're talking the next day or two. You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't affect anything in the longer term here, to be honest. But you do have a bearish engulfing daily candle, okay? Bearish engulfing daily candle. What's up, Crypto Shock? Check on that in a second, man. But you do have a bearish engulfing daily candle here, you know, which could get you down to these moving averages. Yeah, there's not much on the indicators here. No bullish divergence, no bearish divergence. Nothing really on the stock RSI. It's giving us any indicators, just sort of in the middle there. So nothing really to say on the daily besides, you know, preferably we like to close above, you know, 47.3, right? Preferably we like to close above 47.3. If we don't, it's not the biggest end of the world. Like literally just yesterday we had a bullish engulfing candle, and then today that we're actually not having that continuation, which is quite interesting. But today we're getting the bearish engulfing. So tomorrow, for all we know, we could just bullishly engulf it to the upside again if the stock market bounces back, right? If the stock market bounces back. Hopefully they don't sell. Tomorrow BTC is going to pump. Based off the sentiment that I'm seeing, right? Based off the sentiment I've been seeing, Bitcoin is going to pump. We've seen it time and time again. This is nothing off charts. I'm completely trying to be unbiased. This is what I try to do, guys. This is what I try to do. I try to be unbiased on the charts, okay? And I try to be unbiased in the sentiment, right? So the charts here on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the daily, could be looking a little better. The sentiment is bearish, which historically, when the sentiment is extremely bearish, when we were literally at lower prices the day before, or we're at the same price as we were yesterday, and the sentiment has completely done a 180. Yesterday, everyone was going,
strap up, we're going to the moon. Strap up, we're going to the moon. Strap up, we're going to the moon.
And now everyone today is going,
everybody panic, we're going to zero. Everybody panic, we're going to zero. Everybody panic, we're going to zero.
And we're literally sitting, relatively speaking, around the same price, right? Relatively speaking, we were trading in this price literally yesterday. That makes me slightly bullish, the fact that the sentiment can switch that fast. Now, it doesn't have to play out that way. Like we said on the charts, we could have a little bit lower. But I try to distinguish between the two, between the charts and the sentiment, because they're two completely different things. Let's go to 100K BTC. Literally yesterday, I see some people in the chat right now that were so bullish yesterday. We're so bullish yesterday. And now today, we're down 2% on Bitcoin. And now these same people in the chat,
everybody panic, we're going to zero. Everybody panic, we're going to... Everybody panic, we're going to zero.
It's like, come on, guys. I see it. I see it all over YouTube all the time, too. It's like, dude. I see one day, I see a thumbnail that says, Bitcoin's done. Bitcoin back to 30K. And then I see the same person. It's actually this one guy who's really annoying me right now. There's this one guy on YouTube that's his thumbnails. It's probably not anyone we normally talk about. It's someone, I don't know if you guys know who it is. We're not going to name names though. But there's this one guy. His titles are really, really pissed me off. And I don't even watch his channel. I watch one of his videos, and his videos pop up on my home screen every day. And his titles piss me off because he changes 30K one day, 75K the next. 30K one day, 75K the next. It's like, dude, lately I'm having a hard time watching crypto content because it's like, dude, like I cannot stand the 1,000 exclamation points on every title. The I'm sort of ranting right now, but
Rant alert.
I can't do it, dude. I can't do it. For your Cardano dumps. Oh man. Anyways, the amount of bearishness right now is making me bullish again, guys. You guys know I don't usually switch up on my long-term bullish take, my medium-term bullish take. Okay, but even the short term, the charts might not look great, dude. But the sentiment right now is making me bullish. Because all the YouTubers out that were bullish yesterday are bearish today. Last time I've seen that, we pumped. Just saying. Just saying. Anyways, let's look at what let's look at the weekly chart here. Let's look at the weekly chart. So the weekly chart on Bitcoin, this is what we really care about today. Did anything really change this week? No. We're kind of just like, we're a little bit higher than we were at the end of last week. So relatively speaking, there's not a lot of, there's not a lot that has changed here in the weekly chart. I know, day to day, we're getting, we're flipping out like, oh, holy crap, that the bull market's over. Holy crap, this is a dead cat bouncer. Holy crap, we're going to 65K. And it sort of switches up every day, right? All in all, right? All in all, nothing's really changed this week. I mean, we're sort of just sitting at the exact same spot we were in the beginning of the week. I mean, overall, we had our ups, we had our downs, but overall, we're still holding that, 20-week moving average. And historically, when we've been above that, we've tend to be more bullish than not, right? So until we break that, I don't think there's anything to really panic about. I mean, yes, we might be looking super short term and getting scared because of it, but even if, like, hypothetically, guys, right? Hypothetically, if we do drop a little bit from here, right? Hypothetically, let's say we drop back down to the 20-week moving average. Right now, that's sitting. Right now, it's sitting at about 43,000 to 42,000 in that range. If we drop down to those levels, it's still not the end of the world, and we've actually done it twice the last 2 weeks. And both times we've been okay, right? We've been okay. We did it once here and we did it once here. Both times we bounced off of it. So even if we do drop a little bit lower, I mean, it's not the end of the world until we get a weekly close below our weekly support levels, okay? This is what really matters at the end of the day. We can be super zoomed in like this and be like, holy crap, Bitcoin's going to zero, right? That's not too much what I'm worried about. Now, if we want to be super honest, right, what have we been talking about the last couple, really the last week or two, right? We don't want to repeat what we did up here, which, if you look at the charts, it is looking relatively similar, right? We can't, even us bulls, we can't be like, holy crap, like we're looking maybe, like we're going to the moon right now. If you look, right, I don't think the trend has changed at all just yet, but when you look up here, we couldn't break back above this previous support line, and we sort of rounded out from here. If you look what we're doing right now, we have this previous support line. We haven't quite gotten back up to it yet. I think it's a little bit too early to say we can't get back above it, right? We haven't even made a lower low yet, right? Until we do that, I don't think there's really anything to worry about. It could just take us a little while to maybe slightly get back above it, right? And we might not just do it right away like we all expect, but that is a level that I do want to reclaim here. I would like to reclaim it relatively sooner rather than later, right? Because as we know, every day this goes up in price, right? Every day this goes by, this goes up like another $200 or so, and it's going to be harder for us to get back above it the longer it takes, in my opinion. So I would like to get back above this sooner rather than later, but we don't have to do it today. We don't have to do it tomorrow. Oh no. Da Vinci promoted Shiba? I'm at a loss for words. It's the top of the it's the top of the market, guys. It's the top of the market. We have one of the most iconic influencers promoting Shiba. Rip.
Everybody panic, we're going to zero.
Top signal. Someone in the market read my mind. Top signal. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I mean, in all seriousness, I'm sort of joking here. In all seriousness, I think it's, why are you promoting Shiba, bro? Why are you promoting Shiba? Do your thing, right? Do your thing, I guess, but that makes me lose a lot of credibility. I mean, to me, I don't have any credibility, right? I'm not the type of person that lives off credibility. Clearly, I literally have Jabba the Hutt, and my other fat brother Bob, who lives in the basement, like in a cartoon character on my stream. So clearly, I don't care about my credibility. As you guys know, I don't pride myself on being a credible source. I pride myself on just being someone who's real and you guys like to watch, right? But Da Vinci seemed like someone that had a little bit of credibility. Nah, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, we'll see what we do here. If we can't reclaim this sooner rather than later, then we're gonna have to see what happens. But I gotta, dude. I'm gonna let's finish up Bitcoin, guys, and you guys stay here because I'm gonna rant about a lot of things that are really pissing me off in the crypto space lately. And I don't even blame more so the creators, because it's really, it's really the people who view the channels that are to blame for them to do it, because they click on the videos. But we're gonna sort of have a rant in a little bit about things that have been really pissing me off, and every time I see it, like, my head wants to explode. But anyways, let's go back into this. So, all right, that leads me into my next point, guys, because I know so many people are going to be saying this. Oh, I already know. I already know that people are going to bring this up. So you know what? We're going to look at it. The moon phase. Okay? You guys can't really see it here, unfortunately. But anyways, you guys will get the moon phase. You know what? I'm just going to bring it up on the chart here. I know people are going to bring it up, so I'm going to talk about it now. And I've seen a million people talk about it. So let me just bring it up, okay? So I don't have to bring it up again, and we can kind of move from there, okay? We can kind of move from there. Let's see. Moon phases. Oh. I got my 5 indicators. You know what? I just need to get the max trading view thing, dude. I got the pro version, but not like the pro version. I need to get the pro version. It's actually quite a shame. Let me go to the Bitcoin chart. We're gonna look at the moon phases, okay? Because I already know people are gonna say moon phase tomorrow. All right. So we got the moon phase coming up. All right. Does this represent a trend reversal for Bitcoin, and a good trend reversal, right? Yeah. All right, because I knew people were going to ask about this. So, you guys know I'm not a big fan of the moon phases, right? I'm not a big fan of the moon phases, but I know you guys love the moon phases. Does this mean that this is a bottom indicator? Well, to me, it would not even add a bottom, right? You know what? Could this mean a reversal to the upside? It certainly could, right? We know the sentiment is pretty low right now. So I do think a pump would not surprise me at all. Would it be because of a moon indicator? I don't think it would be because of a moon indicator. I just think it would be because of the sentiment being really low, and people flip-flopping between bearish and bullish. People bullish yesterday, bearish today, even though we're literally at the same price. I don't think it would be because of the moon indicator, right? But Well, let me just touch on the moon indicator real quick, okay? Let me touch on the moon indicator real quick. I don't think it's a sign of tops and bottoms. If you look up, all right, here across, it was pretty good, right? Here across, it was not bad. We've went through this before. But if you look down here, this was a bottom indicator, and it was literally a top, okay? This was a top indicator, and it was, or this was a top indicator, and we literally did it. We had one candle, and we went higher. This was a bottom indicator. It was literally a top. This was a top indicator. It was in the middle of the trend. That one was not, I guess it wasn't bad on that one. This one was a bottom indicator. We already were halfway through the move, okay? This was a top indicator. We literally went higher after it happened. This was a bottom indicator. We literally went down after it happened, okay? This was a top indicator. All right, this one, I guess, was not bad. This one was not bad. So there's a few that work out relatively well. Now, what I think is interesting on these, I don't think it's so much a top and bottom indicator, but it does, if you look at it, it does show you the relative momentum of the market, right? So you had the top, and it was a relative downwards momentum. You had the bottom here, and this one's not a great example, but this is not a great example either. This one was a bottom indicator. The relative trend was up. Top indicator, trend was down. Bottom indicator, trend was up. You know, top indicator, not a great example. Not a great example. I don't know, man. I mean, I was trying to swing it in some way. Maybe it's the trend, but it's really not that accurate, guys. You're usually already halfway through the trend, or it's just not accurate at all. I think a lot of it is when it does work out, it's just sort of coincidence. Now, what I will say is I think, you know, maybe this does end up being some type of bottom or trend reversal to the upside. It certainly could be, but it's not going to be because of the moon. It's going to be because either the stock market goes back up, or it's going to be because the DXY starts dropping again, which would probably correlate with the stock market going back up. Or it's going to be going, you know, because the sentiment's low and the whales are going to take advantage of that and push the market back up. It's going to be because of a different thing and not because of the moon phase. I know you guys love the moon phases, so I wanted to at least check on it for you. So give me some props for at least looking at it, okay? Give me some props for at least looking at it, okay? I usually wouldn't even look at it. I usually be like, moon indicator? I'm not looking at that. I'm not looking at that, but I looked at it just for you guys, okay? So give me a little bit of props here, all right? But that's really my rant on the moon indicator, guys. I mean, it's really not that accurate. Let's hope it's right. Let's hope it's right. And we do have a pump from here, but, you know, that's one thing I did want to say there on that. Now, what I did want to touch on with Bitcoin here, we talked about it. Hold on, I don't want to touch on that today. Anything I really want to touch on? Not really. What I will say about our fractal we've been looking at here, guys, is we did have one big dip, and on our fractal, we actually had a second dip to retest that trend line. Do we do that again? Certainly possible. You can see we had one big dip down to it, came back up, another dip back down to it, and then we pumped. If our bullish fractal works out, we probably would, you know, based on what had happened last time, we would come back down to like 42,000 again and then go back up. Still could happen, right? Still could happen in that way. So don't rule that out as a necessarily possibility, right? Possibility. Financial market is the issue. Yeah, it's really what it comes down to. And that's why I think that, you know, today is sort of, that's why I think we're just more so just chilling today. I mean, I know we're freaking out that the market's dumping, but in reality, we're not really doing much today. You know what I mean? In reality, we're not doing anything. We're pretty much just going sideways for the last 4 days for the most part. I mean, you can see sideways action. And that's why it's been so friggin' boring, man, because I think we were getting hyped for a bounce and then it just went sideways for 4 days. I gotta sneeze. Holy moly. Holy moly. Come on, Jordan. All right, I think it went away. I think we're good. We're good for now. We're tempted to hold this support though, guys. I mean, look at how nicely that was support. That previous resistance flip is support. And also look at this this resistance flip is support. It's actually the same support. So we can't be really too surprised there, to be honest. So take that for what you will. But a couple things I want to look at today. I want to look at them more so now. What does the S&P do tomorrow? All right, this is going to be very, very key to what Bitcoin does. And I know you guys just want to look at crypto, but it really doesn't matter what crypto does tonight. If the stock market decides to do the opposite tomorrow, right? If this wants to keep coming down, if you're just looking at basic support and resistance levels, you do have a support where you closed on Friday, right? You do have a support that you closed on Friday, right at this previous high from back here, right? So you could in theory bounce from this level, right? But if you break that, I mean, you could come back down a little bit lower, which might impact crypto in the short term. Might. We cannot rule that out, right? And this is the one thing we've been saying is, I do believe crypto is going to go higher. It's just the one thing that could stop it from going higher is a total epic, black swan stock market dip, right? That's really the only thing that, in my opinion, that would stop it at this point. And that's just obviously just my opinion, but like I've always said, trying to predict, I think this is what a lot of people say too, is either have people that try to predict the stock market crash, or you have people like me who just say trying to predict a stock market crash is a losing battle, because the stock market has just been consistently going up for years. And if you've been trying to predict a stock market crash over and over and over and over again, you've lost every single time, besides when there's been black swan events, right? And trying to predict when there's going to be a black swan event is pretty unlikely. Okay, now if you guess the March of 2020 crash, nice job, man. Nice job. Hats off to you. I hope you bought this dip and you read it back up, because you'd be up 2x on the S&P. If you didn't, well, whatever. I mean, before that, you're talking years of just upwards price action, besides, a couple dips here and there. But who knows, right? Who knows what's going to happen with this? It's going to be interesting what happens this week, right? It's going to be interesting to happen this week. We did break this trend line. It's going to be interesting, right? Guys, let's hit up that like bar. We have 350 likes. We're at 730. We should at least be at 600 by now. All right. Don't make me do this to my hat. Okay. Like some people promoting Shiba on their channels now, which I very soon I'm going to rant about, what I've been seeing in the crypto market. I can't stand, I understand bullish. I'm going to save this, but I'm going to save this for a little bit, right? I understand being bullish and having bullish titles, but at a certain point, it's like, all right, we'll save this for a little bit. All right, so that is that in the S&P. Real quick, I want to check on the DXY. It's going to be interesting to see what the DXY does too. Now, what we could be doing on the DXY, okay, there is a bullish and bearish scenario for the DXY here, and it's going to be interesting to see what we do tomorrow for the DXY. If this does pump into tomorrow, and we, for whatever reason, we do, right, break back above 93.44 in the DXY, this is going to be, might be, decently bad for crypto if we come up to 94.68, right? Could be bad in the short term for crypto. Now, the one thing I'm watching for here in the bullish scenario for crypto is if we do have sort of a head and shoulders pattern here on the DXY forming on the daily chart. I don't see a lot of people really looking at this. It's going to require that the DXY goes down from this relative level and doesn't really continue any higher. But if the DXY opens red tomorrow and the stock market opens green and this rounds out, you guys can pretty much see what I'm talking about as a bullish scenario, right? Where the DXY drops, we have a head and shoulders, okay? And that pushes us lower. That's the bullish scenario that we're sort of clinging on at this current moment. I don't see a lot of people looking at that, but it is there. It is something that we can keep an eye on. But it's going to be interesting to see what we do tomorrow on a lot of these, non-crypto assets that could affect crypto, right? I think this is what's really important coming up here this week. We can talk crypto all we want, but if some of this stuff doesn't go the way we want it to go, well, it's not going to really matter what our analysis is of the charts for crypto, right? So that's why we're looking at it today, boys and girls. Man. I'm bullish on Randler. What's TJ say? TJ say in the chart, you're bullish on the top 3 cryptos. Creative. And I'm not really being creative, man. I just got in early on those 3 cryptos. You know what I mean? It's one of those things, dude. Yeah, you could say I'm bullish on ETH, ADA, and Cardano. The reason for that is who knows, right? Who knows what's coming for crypto? You don't know. I think a lot of people are relatively new to crypto and they weren't around for 2017, 2018, where you don't know what some of these altcoins are going to be like in 4 years, right? Now, the top 3 cryptos, I'm pretty confident will last until the next cycle. A lot of different ones, you don't know, right? So that's why I do stick to relatively the top coins, because I'm a long-term investor, right? And I don't want to be gambling my money away in shorter-term cryptos, right? In shorter-term altcoins. Now, there's nothing wrong with investing in shorter-term and smaller cap altcoins, right? There's nothing wrong with that, relatively, but we're gonna. I'll have my rant alert in a little bit. I want to save that for a little bit. That's kind of get me into my next point, right? It's going to get me into my next point. Bullish divergence on total market cap. Go look at it. All right, so that's really Bitcoin. Really Bitcoin. Remember when Litecoin was $1? All right, we'll look at Ethereum. So I think a lot of people want to look at Ethereum. But dude, look at ETH, right? So ETH is at a pretty important level right now. So ETH is sitting at 3324, right? It's at a pretty important level. Why is this level so important? Why is this important so level for so important for Ethereum? Well, you could see it was our previous resistance, and we've been trying to, right? We failed a couple times, but today, and really the last 3 days, we've been trying to hold that as support, right? We've been trying to hold it as support.
This is a good confirmation in case support held.
But you see here, you see what? Yeah, we're not going to talk about that, guys. We're not going to talk about that. I mean, dude. I really want to rant right now. I really want to rant.
Rant alert.
I really do. But anyways, previous resistance, flip this support. If this does break for Ethereum, we've been sort of watching this trend line for basically for Ethereum too. Is, we don't want to break this relative trend line for the most part on a close for Ethereum. Now we're still above it, right? But it's not the end of the world just yet. We've came back down and tested it countless times. So until we break it, and not so much in a panic for Ethereum. I mean, when I say panic, I don't think anyone should be ever really panicking about their crypto in general. But, until we break this relative support, and we also break the daily EMA ribbon, there's nothing to really fret about at all for Ethereum. We're sort of just oscillating sideways, consolidating until we have a trend change, which we haven't yet. We haven't had a trend change yet. We've yet to have a lower low on Ethereum. And nothing's wrong at the moment, guys. Like, if we do break this, we could come back down to possibly test. Just looking at basic areas of support, I think a test of, maybe like 2,900, right? We have some previous resistance points And also previous support points could be a possibility of 2,900. And we talked about if Bitcoin can't hold this support here in the short term, it's always possible we can come back down and maybe test this downward sloping support line again for Bitcoin, which would mean that Ethereum would also come back down. We know this. And what have we talked about, guys? We're zoomed in right now. Why are we so zoomed in? All right, let's go back to the weekly chart for Ethereum. Let's go back to the weekly chart. Nothing's really changed on the weekly chart. It's pretty much been in nothing. Yes, we can be zoomed in on the price action. When we look at the weekly chart, not much has really changed this week. We pretty much did nothing this week. We actually did do nothing this week. I mean, we had our ups and our downs, but relatively speaking, we really did nothing. I understand we're panicking today, or some of us in the chat are panicking today after saying,
Strap up, strap up, strap up. We're going to the moon.
yesterday, right? But in reality, nothing has really changed here. Absolutely nothing. And what have we talked about on our fractal too, right? Our fractal.
Please check my
Our ETH fractal. Hold on, let me switch to Ethereum.
This is my wife, Ethereum.
This is my wife, Ethereum.
Do you have the most information on our state? Here's me.
What's up, Algo? What's up, Bootney? What's up, Mike? Is Rant a crypto? Guys, we're not going to talk about BitBoy again. We touched on it yesterday. This is one of the things that I'm going to rant about, dude. Every single YouTuber made a damn video about Bitcoin's prediction, dude. It's like, oh, man. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's like, dude. Anyways, ETH, you look at ETH, you know, you came back down, you came up, had a resistance level, you came back up, came back down, confirmed it as support. Just a classic resistance into support flip when we zoom out, guys. Let's stop zooming in on the 1 hour charts. And I know we do it on the extreme, so I know it makes us super emotional of what's happening on the short-term time frames, but in reality, nothing's really changed here. We're still holding our previous resistance as support. And until we break that, everything is good. Everything is good in crypto land. And what are we talking? What's up, King Moons? And what did we talk about on our ETH fractal, guys? What did we talk about on our ETH fractal? Okay. You look here, you had a double top in 2017 on Ethereum. Okay. Right? The double tap on Ethereum. You look here, that's exactly what we did in 2017. Okay. You look here. What did we do? We had a double top. We came down, came back up, had a resistance, came up, came back down, confirmed it as support. Now, what did we say last time we talked about what Ethereum did in 2017? You can have a week where you have a wick midweek, right? Interweek, where you have a wick, it's not a close, where you do go below that previous resistance. You fake everyone out. You have all the bears saying, ha, I told you so. I told you we're going to 10K. I told you. And then we bounce back up. Right? That's sort of what could still happen. And if that did happen, you would have all the bears coming in saying, I told you so. I told you so. Just like if we went up, you would have all the bulls saying, I told you so. I told you so. It's the same thing with the bulls and the bears. So if we compared that to what we did in 2017, we could still have a wick that we do go below this, which scares not everyone out of the market, but scares a lot of people out of the market. And then we come right back up interweek, and then we sort of make our ascent back up, right? That's what we did down here, and that's easily what we could do again. And I wouldn't be surprised to see that, honestly. I mean, just based off the reaction that I'm seeing in the chat, based off the reaction I'm seeing on the polls, that would make a lot of sense to me, because we have one red day and the whole chat is bearish. I'm not gonna say the whole chat is bearish, but a lot of the chat is bearish. Okay, a lot of the chat is bearish. What's up, DJ? Streaming issues by you? So, you know, let's just make sure that, you know, we realize what's really going on here. And, you know, if we do have a big dip, the sentiment would be incredibly low. I wouldn't be surprised that the fear and greed index drops to like a 10 if that did happen. And historically, that's been a pretty good time to buy, right? So, you know, don't be surprised if something like that does happen, because the whales are going to do what they want to do, right? Maybe we've been over this before. We've been over this before, guys. Come on now. Well, we'll take a look at XRP. We haven't got to the super chats yet, but we'll get to them. We'll get to them. I eat bears for breakfast. Sergio eats bears for breakfast. Sonny said, I'm bullish. Nobody knows a thing. Bitcoin does what it pleases. Thank you, Scarlett. None of us... Why do we have this meme on the channel, right? None of us know what Bitcoin's going to do next, right? We don't have a crystal ball. The reason why I'm bullish is I don't care about short-term price action. I really don't. We talk about it on stream because I know that's what you guys like to talk about. We like to talk about short-term stuff. If I sat up here and talked about the weekly chart for the whole time, no one would probably watch the stream. We might have 10 people who watch the stream if I just looked at the weekly chart the entire stream, okay? But in reality, that's why the videos I make, I look at long-term trends, because why I'm bullish is because the only thing I can see in my crystal ball, now it's not guaranteed, right? We never know what happens in crypto, but over the course of the long term, crypto is up, right? But you'll have all the people who say, but, you can, hold on. Let me take this off. Hold on, let me get Karen in here. Okay, Bob. You'll have all the keyboard warriors going, but you, Jordan, you have no idea what you're talking about. You can sell the tops and buy the bottoms. I know I live in my basement and I'm giving financial advice, but I live in my basement. You can sell the tops and buy the bottoms. Why do you hodl? Hodling is so dumb. Just sell the tops and buy the bottoms, because it's so easy. It's so easy to time the tops and bottoms. So why don't you just do that, Jordan? Why don't you just do that? You'll have all the people in the chat saying that. I understand it, right? I understand what they're saying, but you can't time the tops and you can't time the tops. And you can't time the tops and time the bottoms in crypto, right? So for me, the easiest strategy is to buy, set it, forget it. Think about long-term price action. For me, it's worked out beautifully for me, right? It's not going to work out beautifully for everyone because a lot of people don't have the patience to let it work. They just care about the day-to-day price action. But for me, hey, it works. It works. I like this guy. What's up, peeps? But yeah, you can't time the tops and bops for the tops and bops. What am I from? A Care Bear here? What am I? A Care Bear? You guys remember that show, Care Bears? I don't know what made me randomly think of Care Bears, but anyways, that's really Ethereum, guys. I mean, we really have to wait to see what Bitcoin does here, to see what Ethereum does, right? To see what these altcoins do in general. And we're going to have to wait and see, right? Now, yeah, I mean, we're going to have to wait and see. Now, if Ethereum does break down below this 2944 mark, right, we could potentially see, you know, the 2400 mark. Right? We could potentially see that. Right, that you could potentially see that. So, like we talked about, if Ethereum does have a wick below this level, you could come back down to about the $2,400 level on a wick, right? Just like we did back in 2017. Yeah. So don't be surprised if you do see stuff like that. I know if that does happen, like we said, you'll have everyone calling for, you know, 10K again, 10K, 10K, 10K. When I hear the 10K calls, to me, that's usually a good time to buy whenever I hear 10K, 10K, 10K. The only thing, like we said, that could stop us here is a stock market correction, or the DXY just going bananas. Really, the only thing that's going to stop it. It's not going to be because of the charts as much, as the bears want to tell you it's going to be because of the charts. It's not going to be because of the charts. It's going to be because more, major factors going around in the world. But anyways, let's look at Cardano here. Cardano, I don't love the price action here on Cardano. Why don't I love the price action on Cardano? Well, we've been talking about the last couple of days how we've really just been going sideways above our previous high closes back in May. What has Cardano done today so far, right? Obviously, we have 7 minutes until the close, and unless we get some phantom pump up to the upside, not phantom crypto, but at least if we don't have another pump to the upside here in the next 7 minutes, it's looking likely, right? It's looking likely that we are going to close below our previous high. So I do not love that for Cardano. Now, is it the end of the world? No. I think, you probably come back down, which it looks like you already did temporarily. You probably come back down to like the 225 mark, which it looks like you already did. It looks like you wicked off that level already. So you might have some possible support there, which is your previous high here. If that does break, well, there's not a lot, between that level, right? And, we talked about it. If Cardano breaks the highs, there's not really much between here and, maybe back down here. We can look at our Fibonacci retracement levels, from top to bottom.
Can we pull
Yeah, we'll pull up the DXY, Dusty. The DXY is, I know, obviously, it was looking pretty bullish. But, dude, you looks like you broke the 382 retracement mark. So I think, these fibs are kind of not telling us too much as far as that goes. But what I will say is, just looking at the fib levels and basic support and resistance, I think you could maybe see a move back down to like 188 if you do break, around the 225 level. I think that's definitely a scenario here for Cardano if we do break that level, right? But that's obviously if Bitcoin goes down. If Bitcoin goes up, well, we know usually what that will mean for altcoins, right? So that's like, that's a super zoomed in view for Cardano. If you look at the 4-hour chart, a little 4-hour chart, not much really going on here. We really, it's basically the same as the daily chart. You just broke this support level here. You're trying to hold this support level. It's really the same thing. No bullish divergence or anything at the current moment. I'm sure your stock RSI is going to be pointing up, or at least trying to. You still have some room to go down here on the stock RSI too. So, Cardano's not looking the best at the moment, that's for sure.
have a boss tell have a convo with
Memes versus alts. Yeah, we do that. I do want to start having some things on my channel with other creators. Some possible interviews and stuff. I don't know if you guys would like that kind of content, but if you guys would like to have, maybe some other creators on my stream, maybe for like 10 to 20 minute segments, I can ask them questions and sort of go back, have some back and forth with them. Let me know. I do want to start doing some stuff like that, though, to add some stuff, and especially on boring days where there's not a lot of price action. I think that would be good to have, maybe some other creators on the show to see what's going on, especially, like we said, especially on boring days where, like the last couple days where it's just been like excruciatingly slow, right? So we got 4 minutes until the close, guys. 4 minutes until the close. 4 minutes. I'll give you $10 not to talk to Zero waiting. Salim. He's coming in with that. Okay. Oh, man. That's good. That's good. Yeah, we got 3 minutes until the daily close, guys.
$10.
Man. What the heck is going on? Why is everyone crapping on Zero waiting?
Please do so such.
uh,
Likely
all right, I'm over it. I'm over it. All right. So real quick on Cardano on the weekly chart, let's just see what we got going on our some of our moving averages here. Actually, where's my EMA ribbon, man? Come on, dude. Get rid of the volume. Get the EMA ribbon on here. Weekly EMA ribbon. So the weekly EMA ribbon, we have room to run down here, guys. I mean, we know historically Cardano likes to come back down to test this when we're overextended. We've been a little bit overextended. If we look at where this is now, right, the top of the weekly EMA ribbon is sitting right at about like 188. So it's possible we can come back down to the 188 mark, around there to test the weekly EMA ribbon. That's always possible, if not likely, right? Usually when we see a dip on Cardano, we usually do end up coming back down to that weekly EMA ribbon at some point, just based off the short history that we do have here on this asset. So that is something to watch here over the course of time. And you know, what we've been talking about here is there are weeks, you know, I don't want everyone to start panicking about Cardano too, because I think we're just sometimes we're just so zoomed in. You know, there are weeks, just like we talked about on our Cardano video the other day, guys, is there's weeks that we do have wicks below our support, right? We've been sort of comparing this price action to this general price action here, right? Where, you know, you sort of had a peak, you consolidated, you got back above, you consolidated above for a while, you had a run, looking at the same type of thing going on here. But there were some times where we did drop below, okay? We did drop below. Charles, stop being so bearish. What do you guys want me to do? You know what I mean? Sometimes it's tough as a guy who likes to look at the charts because, you know, you guys know I'm a bull, right? But if the chart looks a little bearish, I'm gonna say what I say. But that's why I always preface with saying that it's a daily close, guys. That's why I always preface with saying that charts aren't the whole picture, right? Charts aren't the whole picture. Sentiment is a big part of the picture. News is a big part of the picture. Macro stuff, right, is a big part of the picture. It's not just all about the charts. Charts is probably a 25% of what actually goes on with the price. You know what I mean? Maybe even lower. I don't know. Maybe higher, maybe lower. And it's not everything, right? So, you know, sometimes it's tough for a bullish guy like me on crypto, right, to look at the charts and, you know, have a non-biased point of view when I know a lot of you guys want me to be bulls too, right? I know a lot of you guys want me to be bullish every day, but I'm just not. I'm not the type of guy who's just gonna sit here and if a chart looks bearish, then to just find that one thing, right? And I do this stuff to a certain point, but you know, I'm not going to sit here and, you know, that we're dumping to oblivion and be like, well, this is what we look at, right? But I do try to be relatively optimistic. And I think, you know, we're talking about Cardano here, but I was just getting to the point where I was trying to be optimistic about Cardano. We did have wicks down here where we had interweek. We did have wicks below our previous high. But what did we do every week? Every week we ended up closing right back above that trend line, right? So just remember that, guys. Just remember that, right? So it's not the end of the world if we do have little wicks down here. I mean, we just did that this week here. Last week, we literally just had a wick below. So don't fret.
check out the Ponzi
Don't fret.
of joy.
Don't forget. And don't get wrecked by the whales. All right. I was trying to be Dr. Seuss there, but didn't really do anything. All right, let's go check out daily close. Daily close, guys. I know we got daily close. So daily close. Do we get a bearish engulfing candle? It's relatively at the same point, maybe a little bit lower, but I mean it's relatively at the same point. Let's see what Bitcoin does in this new daily, guys. I would not be surprised to see Bitcoin bounce here. I just wouldn't, man. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised to see a bounce or dump. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see it either way, right? I would not be surprised to see it either way. Right? Macro stuff not looking great with the stock market and the DXY. Sentiment is bearish, which makes me slightly more bullish. Charts, I think, charts are the charts. I think it's a little bit too early to say they look bearish. I think they just look pretty neutral at the moment. I mean, this could just easily start going back up again too. I mean, charts are, so as I say, charts are neutral. Sentiment's bearish, which to me is bullish. Macro stuff was bearish last week. Let's see what we do on this new week, right? So overall, I think it's pretty neutral at the moment for the short term. We're talking short term. Short term. Bullish divergence on the 1 hour. Yeah, there is that bullish divergence. We talked about that a little bit earlier. There is bullish divergence on the 1 hour, but we need to get some little bit of upward confluence here. It looks like we might have actually broken that bullish div here. Slightly. Might have broken that bullish div at the moment. CH say, no, you won't be surprised. You look exactly the same on the thumbnail every day. I might start doing this. You know why? What's funny is like a lot of people hate on those thumbnails, but a lot of people, like, everyone clicks on those thumbnails, man. Like, all I see is, haters on this thumbnail, haters on that thumbnail, haters on the open face thumbnail, haters on the clickbait thumbnails with 1,000 exclamation points. What videos get the most views? I'm literally shaking right now. Or Bitcoin going to 75K tomorrow? You know what I mean? It's like, dude, it's true though. What videos get the most are always on? If you search Bitcoin, those are the videos that are literally on top every single time, right? So, I just feel cringy when I do that, and I don't want to do that because I feel really cringy when I make super, either uber bearish or uber bullish titles, right? Or super bearish or super, right? And I don't like, I just feel cringy when I do it, but and that's why, some of my videos don't get as many views as other YouTubers do, because I don't make, I don't go, but it's not really the creator's fault. I mean, the creators, they do it because it works. It's people click on it. It is what it is. It is what it is. But then people say they hate the clickbait thumbnails, yet they click on the clickbait thumbnails. Can't have it both ways here. Emmett screaming, I don't know. And I told you, there's this one person who's really been pissing me off lately with his titles and his thumbnails, man. It's not MM Crypto. I like MM Crypto. There's this one person that's really been pissing me off, bro. Like, dude, he did a video yesterday. He did a video 2 days ago, okay, saying it's the end for Bitcoin with 50 exclamation points, okay? 50 exclamation points. I cannot stand the exclamation points. If I see more than one exclamation point, I'm not clicking on the video. It nearly makes my blood boil, but the exclamation points. I cannot stand that. Anyways, this person said it's the end for Bitcoin. I look yesterday, what's the title of the video? We literally pump. What's the title of the video the next day? Bitcoin going to 75K. Bro. I'm not going to name names. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. I don't like to throw people under the bus, but dude,
Rant alert.
All right. Anyways. Oh, man. It really pisses me off because you know why it pisses me off? Because you have new people that are coming to the space. You have new people that we want to get into crypto, right? We want people to learn about crypto, right? To, improve the space. And what those videos do is it makes people super emotional, right? It makes people make emotional decisions about their investments, right? It makes either people FOMO into coins or it makes people sort of panic sell their coins, right? Based on what titles. If a title says, oh no, Bitcoin's going to zero tomorrow, right? Not in a joking way like we do here. I mean, we have a soundbite that says,
Everybody panic, we're going to zero.
right? We do it in a sort of a joking way, right? But if you do it in a way where like you literally put in the title, Bitcoin's over, right? You're going to have new investors come into the space, panic sell their crypto, and never come back in because then Bitcoin will bounce and they'll feel slighted, right? Or the opposite, you'll have say Bitcoin's going to 75K tomorrow and it'll pump up to oblivion or they'll FOMO in and then the next day it'll dump and they'll never come back into a crypto again because you got them too emotional in the market, man. You gotta have a long-term mindset, and you making titles like that is not going to have people think with a long-term mindset. It's gonna have people just be super emotional about their investments, man. Super emotional about their investments. All right, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done for now, right? I'm done for
Rant
now.
alert.
All right. Anyways. All right, anyways, let's jump on back in here. Let's jump back in here. I went on a super long rant today because it's really been pissing me off lately, man. Really been pissing me off lately.
How this looks on one.
And I'm not talking about crypto, by the way. And what I've always said about the space, guys, is the only person that can make the O faces, the only person that can make the O faces is crypto. Why is crypto the only person that can make the O faces? Because his personality fits the thumbnail, right? His personality fits the thumbnail. He's the only person that I don't get mad at for doing this. Why? Because he gets on the camera and is literally bringing that energy. So what you're clicking on is not clickbait because he's literally coming on the camera and saying, Bitcoin next, what's going to the next Bitcoin price, right? Crypto is the only guy that can pull off the O face and the exclamation points because he brings the passion in the video. You can't have someone that's like, Bitcoin's going to do something crazy tomorrow with 1,000 exclamation points and going, and then they come on the video and they go, so what's going on, guys? So today on the Bitcoin price, Bitcoin's going to make a 500% pump based on this chart, based on the 4-hour RSI level bouncing up to the upside. This is what we're looking at next. No, it does not fit your personality. Crypto is the only person that can pull that off. If you do it and doesn't fit your personality, it's clickbait and it's really friggin' annoying. And it really, really makes my blood boil when I see that stuff. It really does. And it's the crypto space that's really been pissing me off lately, man. Really been pissing me off.
Rant alert.
All right. Days, man. I told you guys I was gonna come in with the heat today, man. I've been thinking about this lately a lot. Like every time I pull up YouTube, it's all I see, dude. It's all I see.
Talking about
I love Crypto. He's the only person that is allowed to do that because he brings the heat. He brings the heat. Anyone else does not bring the heat. They come on the stream and they're like, so we're going to go look at the Bitcoin price. If you're going to do a super clickbait thumbnail, you better come out with some passion. You better come out with some passion. Man, I can't. I don't even like to YouTube search Bitcoin anymore because that's all you see. That's all you see. All right, let's jump on. We looked at a lot of the charts, guys. Let's go to some of the, Bitcoin's kind of dumping-ish right now. I mean, it's not really dumping at all, but.
What kind of time frame? Cash is set.
Man. Jordan's trolling us. I'm not trolling, man. I'm heated right now. So we looked at a lot of the macro stuff already. Let's just jump onto the super chats. We'll go back to the gainers losers in a second, but I'm a little bit behind on these, so I want to catch up for you guys so you're not waiting here all day. Let's see. And if I'm offending anyone, like if I'm offending your favorite YouTuber, I mean, whatever. I like some of the guys that do the clickbait thumbnails. It's just their thumbnails really piss me off. I don't know. I don't know, man. It just like, I don't know. It slightly makes me a little bit angry. I'm not gonna lie when I see someone that does and has like a really obnoxious thumbnail, and I don't know, man. For I guess it's for different reasons, but Wes said last dip before showtime. Want to look at audio? Let's look at audio real quick. Audio for Wes. Audio for Wes. So Wes, we last time we looked at audio, we were saying it looks pretty good. Audio looks better than a lot of coins do right now, probably. I mean, it does, dude. I mean, you look at audio, it was in this bull flag. It nicely broke out to the upside. And then you came back down, tested it as support, tried to come back up. I mean, you still could, but you're struggling a little bit here on this previous resistance right here. Let's see. Right here. So you're getting some resistance. You're getting resistance on this many times. Once here, once here, once here, and once here. So you're sort of just waiting for a break of that resistance, which you haven't been able to do just yet. Now, could you come a little bit lower here for audio? Sure. I mean, you can have the left shoulder, the head, and if you do come back down and bounce off this, maybe you could have a little bit of inverse head and shoulders coming on too. That's definitely a possibility. Obviously, the bearish scenario is you do come back down and you break back into this. It's not what you want to do. That's probably the scenario if Bitcoin does, maybe come a little bit lower. That's probably the scenario there, right? That's probably the scenario. But that's audio on like the zoomed in section. I mean, this is just a big resistance looking left. I mean, look how many times you've had resistance here. Once, twice, and all throughout this range. So if you can break this, there's not much left there for audio, until your all-time highs. There's really not. I mean, straight up, straight down, for the most part, it's just this level here. But if you can break that, I mean, you're looking real good. You're looking real good for probably a move back up to $5 pretty quickly, based on what you've done in the past there. So audio is looking quite swell, if you ask me, quite swell. Audio is a good future hold. Yeah, I do like audio for a longer term hold. Even a shorter term hold, it looks good too. John said that if we're in a bullish bear market. A bullish bear market. Rune TA. I've never heard that one. I guess we're in a bullish bear market. You guys get what he's saying? Let me get rid of this poll. It's getting a little crazy here because 44K was not where it was at before, and now all of a sudden it's 51.49. It was more like 50. It was more like 60-40 before, but that was it. What's going on with Shiba? I can tell you what's going on with Shiba. We're not looking at it on Jordan's stream.
Nope.
Nope.
That's what's going on with Shiba. All right, let's look at Rune. Let's look at Rooney Rune. If you guys like my rant, by the way, actually, let's do a rant rating. Let's do a rant rating on my rant, guys. My rant rating. My rant rating about crypto YouTube. So, one is a terrible rant. 3 is an excellent rant, and obviously 2 is below average. 3 is above average. Let me know about my rant on crypto YouTube, because I think it's so brutal right now. It's literally at an all-time low for me. Like, it's literally at an all-time low as far as quality. Quant. Quant. Yeah, we can take a look at Grant. Good rant today. Make it real big. You guys know I love my rants. Come on. And you could tell I had passion about that rant. I was holding in that rant for a while. It was about time for it to come out. But you guys know I'm not afraid to really say what I think. I mean, some people might not like me because I say what I think, which I think is, what's wrong with this world slightly, is people are too afraid to say what they think. And but I don't think you should ever be afraid to say what you think. Like, if you have a problem with something I'm doing, tell me, man. I had no problem telling you something that I have a problem with you doing. Anyways, Rune. Let's get back to Rune. On the daily chart, I mean, it looks similar to not really. It's sort of thing doing, man. I mean, relatively, it's just kind of consolidating down. Relatively, it looked like it was going to make like a nice maybe inverse head and shoulders, but it looks like you drop below the level you'd want to bounce at. So I'd probably say at this point, it's likely that your violin last night had me weak. It might come back tonight, man, if Bitcoin starts dumping a little bit. What's up, Sonny? What's up, Sonny? Yeah, but if this does keep going down, I mean, I think it's likely you come back down to at least 752, just based off what you've done in this range. I mean, kind of just been oscillating in here. You probably come back down to 752. Obviously, I mean, you guys remember a lot of the times I look at altcoins, like I'm just assuming Bitcoin's going to go sideways in this sense, which, it's sort of not the best way to look at things too. But if this does continue down, I mean, 752 is what I'm looking at. But overall, it just looks like a nice little consolidation. Overall, I mean, if you just look at it from a zoomed out point of view, I mean, previous resistance here, you're just flipping it as support. Now you just want to flip it as support again. Maybe you make a little double bottom, boom, a boom, and it bounce back up. That's sort of the bullish scenario, though. The bearish scenario, obviously, you break, below this support line here. That's obviously the bearish scenario. And then you could be seeing relatively lower prices, but that's the basic structure on Rune. If this does break, you really just want to break this 1187 mark, which, had a couple resistance points in the past, a couple support points in the past. It's a relatively big level. On a Sunday night, which would you watch? A Celtics, Bruins, Patriots, or Red Sox game? Terrence, that's a good non-crypto question, man. I would probably, this is the order I would go with, 100%. I would go Patriots, right? I probably am more of a basketball fan than football fan, but the Pats are on once a week. So if they were all on, I'd probably watch Patriots, Celtics, Bruins, Red Sox, in that order. 100% in that order. No questions asked. Good question, though. Football and basketball are like 1A and 1B to me, though. I could go either one, honestly. Let's see. Bullish. Bears. Wes said Bears are noobs. Jacob said Bears are noobs, okay. Everyone's saying Bears are noobs, guys. It's not me. It's not me. It's the people in the chat here. Crypto said, whenever I'm tempted to rip on the noobs, I remind myself that I lost 10K in BitConnect when I was new, and That's very true, Crypto Shock. I mean, we've all been there, man. We've all been there losing money. What I will say is the times that I've lost money in crypto, it's not because it's not because I bought, but it's usually because I've sold. You know, the times that I've and this is what always reminds me not to panic in crypto, because I remember a lot of times I lost money in crypto. A lot of the times. Crypto always comes back up. So whenever I realize a loss by selling, that's when I lose. But looking back at all the times that I sold, I would have been up. You know, so in reality, did I really lose? No, because I probably just put that money back into a different crypto, which is up a lot more now, which when I lost it. So, I mean, in reality, did you really lose? Did you really lose? Yes, but you probably put what you had left into another crypto. And it probably went up, if you did. Gothic said, we want rant, bear rant. we can do a bear rant. We can definitely do a bear rant. Panic selling is the best way to failure. It is. It is. I mean, that's really the only way I've lost in crypto is panic selling. Other than that, I mean, to look back, I mean, there's still a few buys that I'm down from, you know. Still a few buys that I'm down from. But I don't really care how long I'm down from, because I know eventually I'll be up from them, so it doesn't really matter. Wes said, those same people do hold Shiba. Look, all right. Real quick.
Rant alert.
I know a lot of certain coin holders hate me, right? I know you guys hate me. You might not hate me, but you might be like, Jordan, why do you talk crap about my coin? Okay, let's set the record straight. Let's set the record straight. When I crap on a coin, it's not because I don't want it to go up. I want every coin holder to make money, right? So if you are in the chat right now and you're a Shiba Inu permable, right, and you don't hold any other coin, you're a maxi, right? You only own Shiba. Breathe, Jordan. Breathe. Breathe. If you're a Shiba maxi, okay, I hope you make a crap load of money. What I do when I rant about certain coins, it's because I don't think they're going to outpace coins that I would rather have, right? So Shiba, for example, yeah, it's probably going to have another run at some point. But would I rather have my money in Shiba, or would I rather have my money on a different coin that I'm more confident in it going up over time? That's my whole point, right? So would I be surprised if Shiba goes up? No. When I crap on a coin, does it mean that I don't think it's ever going to go up again? No. And this doesn't go up. This doesn't go down for Shiba too. For me, I don't want to see coins go up because of their memes, right? I don't want to see meme coins go up. I don't. And I don't want to hear, but. Hold on. I don't want to see. I'm probably going to see this. But Shiba has a use case. Shiba has a use case. Stop spreading the narrative that Shiba doesn't have a use case. You can pet it. It's a dog. No, in all seriousness, I don't want to see meme coins go up. I don't think it's good for the market. But I would not be mad if you guys made money on Shiba. I would congratulate you, even though I don't agree with you. I would congratulate you, right? So don't hate me because I hate Shiba, or I don't like Litecoin, or I don't like Bitcoin Cash, or XRP, or XLM. It's not because I don't want the price to go up for you. It's simply that I'd rather have my money in something else. And I'm going to be honest about my opinions. I'm not going to cater to everyone. I'm not just going to be like, I love Shiba, so I can get more views and the Shiba Inu fans can subscribe to me. And I love Litecoin. Litecoin's so good. It's the silver to Bitcoin. It's the silver to Bitcoin. I'm not just going to sit up here and cater to everyone, right? So everyone likes me. That, you guys know that's not my personality. It's not my personality. I'm not afraid to say what I think. So if I don't like a coin comparative to Bitcoin, I'm not just going to say I like it, right? So I'm going to leave that at that. Shiba Inu at some point will probably bounce. I mean, it dumped a lot. It's consolidating sideways. At some point, it's probably going to go up, right? But just wanted to do a quick rant on Shiba Inu, okay? A quick rant on Shiba Inu.
Rant alert.
All right, and as we do that, it looks like Bitcoin's right at that support again for the second time tonight. The second time. Shiba is environment friendly. What are you trying to say? I see a lot of people getting like, just get pissed at me because I don't like their coin. It's okay to not like certain coins, right? It's not because I don't want to see them go up. It's just I'd rather have money in other coins. That's all. Well, when you do a Shiba rant. BTC dumping in preparation for the market opening in 13 hours. Ben said the dominance. Let's check on the Bitcoin dominance here real quick. The Bitcoin dominance. Now tell us what you really think. I don't like Shiba. All right, but yeah, Bitcoin dominance is pumping up. Why is the Bitcoin dominance pumping up? Well, what have we said before, right? When Bitcoin is not looking strong, the altcoins usually look weaker than Bitcoin, right? So to me, this could tell you a multitude of different things. To me, as of we speak right now, it's telling me that Bitcoin's going down, okay? So this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going down, but the altcoins are going down more, which rises up the Bitcoin dominance. Why? Well, if you think about it, if the altcoins are losing more value than Bitcoin, that makes the Bitcoin value go up against altcoins. So that's what we're seeing right now. You know, it could also at some point mean Bitcoin could go up and altcoins can go up less. It could also mean that too. It could also mean, it can mean so many things. It can mean that money from altcoins is going into Bitcoin. There's so many different things that when the Bitcoin dominance is going up, it could mean, you know, a ton of different things, right? It can mean a ton of different things. Right now, it looks like probably a mixture of probably some altcoin gains going into Bitcoin, but also Bitcoin going down and altcoins going down a little harder. That's probably what the majority is going down right now. But yeah, I mean, it's looking like it wants to bounce back up to this 45% level, 45%. Okay. That's what it's looking like at the moment. But we'll watch that obviously over time, and this could change at any time. What we would say is that this looks like a little double bottomy, right? Double bottom at 39.50. Could be interesting for alts. Could be real interesting. You going to zero? Nah, sir, dude, we're not going to zero. A little too early to say that. I mean, we were literally down here like an hour ago. Maybe not an hour ago, maybe 20 minutes ago or so. We've been ranting for most of the stream today, man. I mean, today has been a good rant day. I've got a lot off my chest today. A lot off my chest. Nacho said, for your unbiased sentiment, sure, thank you, man. I mean, there's way too many biased people that I've seen. I mean, I am a biased long-term bull, but I'll always be honest short-term, right? Always be honest short-term. I think, you know, there is a lot of people that are honest short-term. That's one thing I will say about crypto YouTube is most people are generally honest short-term. It's just about how they go about being honest and making it way too dramatic than it needs to be, right? Way too dramatic. Chad said, I'm with you totally. Please rant on. Lucas said, yeah, we already talked about that, Lucas. Appreciate the super chat, man. Gothic come in with 3 super chats saying TA on Shiba rant and coming. Gothic said, yes, come rant with the dark side. Feel the power. And Gothic said the rant is in a falling wedge. About to break to the upside, man. The rant's breaking to the upside. Yeah, I'm doing the super chats right now, guys. When is a good confirmation 47K support held? I would probably say confirmation that 40K support held is if we can get back above, you know, because what we got to look at here is, you know, if we can bounce off 47K and get back up here, what I'd want to do is obviously get back above these highs here at like 48.4, right? Because if you don't, say if you do bounce from here and you get rejected, you know, you could come right back down potentially and have a head and shoulders pattern. So that would be confirmation for me, is if we can get back above about 48.4 on a bounce. On a bounce. But we're sort of just, we're sitting right here at this falling wedge, previous resistance as support, right at our previous low. So we got a ton of support there. It's just a matter of, can the buyers come in to hold us up there, That's a good question. Jordan, could you check out the multi-year formation XRP ETH chart dating back from 2019 to now? Cheers, mate. It looks like it's going to be broken soon. Yes. Bob, get an invite to the BitBoy Summit with George and Ben? No. No, man. I don't know if they would want me on that, man. I'm not as mainstream as those three. I'm not even mainstream, man. I'm not even mainstream. XRP ETH. Let's check out XRP ETH. Bob. Imagine Bob on that. Imagine BitBoy, George, Ben, and Bob. Oh, man, I make myself laugh. It's not even funny. All right, XRP ETH. You said it's going to break out soon, it looks like. Let's zoom out a little bit on the weekly here. Does this look like it's going to break out? To me, to be honest with you, Ryan, I don't know if you're saying it's going to break to the downside or upside. When I'm looking at this chart, I'm looking at this support line coming up and a potential head and shoulders pattern here on the weekly time frame. A left, a head, and a right. To me, this doesn't look great for XRP versus ETH, which fine by me. But to me, this doesn't look great. Now, you also, on the flip side, you do have some downtrend. Invite must be lost in the inbox. No. Jordan left out of crypto YouTube. Exactly as Kirby predicted. But yeah, you do have a downtrend of resistance here too. So if for whatever reason this can break up, cool. XRP outgains Ethereum. I don't see that happening though. And this is just another reason why I just don't like XRP. You know what I mean? Like, I know there's a ton of XRP fans, and it's not that I don't want XRP to go up for you guys. I do think XRP will go up in USD value. It's just that when I look at a chart like this, okay, and I look at its value versus Ethereum, why the heck would I want to hold XRP instead of Ethereum? Now, is it wrong to hold a little bit of XRP? No. I'm just trying to be honest. And when I look at this chart, it's not because I love XRP. It's not because XRP is my wife. It's just because since December of 2018, XRP has just got destroyed by Ethereum. And not just Ethereum versus tons of other altcoins versus, not really versus Bitcoin. It's been sideways versus Bitcoin, but it's down 91% against Ethereum since 2018. So for me, yeah, it could break up here at some point, but to me, it doesn't really matter, man. To me, it doesn't really matter because it's all about opportunity cost. I'm not willing to wait in XRP and just be like, all right, it's going to break up, right? And like I said, I want XRP to go up for you guys. It's just, I don't see it doing it. And don't say it's because of the SEC. It's as the SEC. It's been going down since 2018. XRP hasn't been battling the SEC since 2018. All right? Seriously. Don't be... All the XRPs always want to say, it's because SEC. It's because SEC. It's been going on for like 4 years now. All right, let's go to the next one. Pavila said, please check out Maha DAO. It's a hidden 100x gem. Oh, man. Oh, I didn't even rant about the 100x gem videos. I have so much more I want to rant on. Guys, do you guys want me to rant about more? Let me end this. So rant alert, rant. We had 38% for, 34% one. Haters putting the one, man. The haters putting the one. It's the people that voted one are the people that click on those thumbnails. They click on those thumbnails. They click on those titles, right? With 1,000 exclamation points. Oh, really gets my blood boiling. Those are the people that voted one. All right, Maha Dao is 100x gem. I really want to rant about the 100x gem videos too, but we're not going to go there. Maybe we will in a little bit, but not right now. All right, Maha Dao. Okay, Maha Dao. You have a downtrend. Downtrend. There's not much here. There's not much. I mean, there's really not much as far as a pattern goes. I mean, maybe it could turn into some type of wedgie, right? Right? Maybe some type of wedgie here. But who knows? Who knows? It's not perfect. Yeah, you get the general sentiment though, right? 3 touches on the top. You got two, maybe 3 touches on the bottom here. But I just voted 1 just to close the poll. They vote 1 because Bitcoin's dumping. Man. But dude, I mean, it could end up being a wedge. You only have 3 touches on the bottom and maybe even 2. So I don't know. But not a lot of data on this guy, but this looks like it wants to break up. Now, would I say 100x gem? I mean, it's still a bit too early to say 100x gem, but I do think this probably breaks up based off the formation it's forming here, which is typically bullish, right? And the breakout target of a wedge, we know is the top touch of the wedge, up at 673, right? 673. But there's not a lot of data going with this too, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. Boss coin.
Nope.
Shane said full moon tomorrow night. We looked at the full moon, right? We'll see if it works, right? We'll see if it works. I'm not going to write it off. But we'll see if the full moon works. Let's keep an open mind. Wes said, I've a crystal ball, and it tells HODL makes money. Facts, Wes. The only thing we know with crypto, or we can say with a relative possibility, it's not 100%, but only thing we can say about crypto with a relative, you know, it's not a certainty, but you guys know what I'm saying. It's the long term of crypto goes up. So yes, Wes, you know how you think the same as me, man. I mean, it is what it is. Dusty said, can we pull up the DXY chart? The DXY chart. Yeah, so we went over this earlier. What we want to see in the DXY is we want to see this get rejected here to sort of have a head and shoulders pattern. That's what we want to see here for the DXY. What we don't want to see for the DXY is break back above 93.44. We break back above that level, could see some short-term volatility for crypto to the downside. So we'll see what happens there, but that's definitely what we don't want to see over the course of the next couple of days. So it'll be interesting to see what the DXY looks like going into tomorrow. Full moon ain't working. No name saying the full moon won't work. Sunny saying XRP will melt faces soon. I'm hoping for you XRPers. It melts my face. I hope it melts Jabba's face. I hope it melts Bob's face. I hope it melts everyone's face, right? But yeah, I mean, I hope my face is literally on the floor, and I hope you're rolling in cash. I really do. I want to see, at the end, I want to see people make money. I'm just going to say how we think. You know? Dead Boss, a boss token on BSC.
Nope.
Sunny say, what up, King? Can you please do some analysis on Aave and Sol? Thanks, brother, from another mother. Aave and Sol. Let's look at Aave. Aave has just been a pain in the butt lately, man. who here in the chat is just, you know, is just, you know, obviously in the shorter term, is just kind of like just nudging Aave with a stick and just wanting it to move. I know I have been. I've been sitting here with Aave, nudging it with a stick after stick after stick, and just wanting it to move up, man. XRP will melt my hairline. I don't know if anything can melt my hairline, dude. Look at my hair right now. My hairline is already past the 1.618 Fibonacci. I mean, look at it. I mean, it's probably pushing, you know, I have a little bit of hair here, but my hairline's probably pushing the 2.618 Fibonacci. You know, it's right at the 2.618 Fibonacci. It needs a little bit more juice to get there, but it's literally right there. Literally right there. It's already past the 1.618 Fibonacci. My hair is, I got some hat hair right now, but you can see it a little better, but you know, if my hair is normal, you can't really notice. Ave's been chilling. It's sort of in this falling, descending, broadening channel, which exactly like it sounds. I mean, it's just an annoying pattern. So, I mean, you kind of oscillating, but in a widening stance. So, I mean, based off this, what we're going right now, I mean, I want to see it bounce off of 311, 312, approximately, where you bounced before, and sort of get a nice little double bottom and bounce back to the top. That's preferable. Now, if we break that, we could come back down and test the bottom of the support line again, maybe somewhere down to like 285, 283, depending on how long it takes us to get there. But that's what I'm watching for Aave. I mean, at the moment, it's just sort of consolidating. I mean, I think you're seeing this from a lot of coins, but Aave has been one of the more annoying ones, you know? Where's Java? Bring him over. I miss him. I mean, I've been sort of waiting for, you know, to see if Bitcoin dips here to bring on Java. But as we know, guys, the price, guys, how boring has the price action been on stream lately? Like the past 5 days, it's either we pump or dump right before the stream, and then we get off, and we pump or dump right after the stream. Every time. It's crazy. All right, and real quick, Soul. Let's look at Soul real quick for Sunny. My girl. Sunny. Sunny Sethi. Sunflower. Sunflower in the chat. Did Ada confirm head and shoulder? It might. It might. All right, so Soul. Let's zoom in a little bit here. I experienced a 15% hair loss. Yeah, I mean, that's what crypto does to you a little bit, man. Try streaming crypto, man. I mean, dude, your hair, my hair, I probably lose 10 things of hair every day. Like 10 strands of hair fall off my hair every day. Just sometimes watching the chat, man. I mean, my hair falls out. But dude, falling channel on Soul. You broke up out of it initially. You were due, right? I mean, you dropped, what, 40%. You were due. You bounced back up. And now you had your sort of bounce. Now you're bouncing back down. Will you get support? And this just might be a back test of this downwards channel. We're going to have to wait and see for that, right? I mean, we're coming up on it. We come a little bit lower. Down to like 143 approximately. But that's sort of what we're watching here for Soul. Now you do have some, like where you are right now, you have some relative support. You see you have a peak and a support right here. So that's a pretty important level. You are at EMA ribbon. Below your 4-hour EMA ribbons. I don't love that. I don't love that. Like you were below it, you got back above it, confirm it as support, and now you're back below it again. Not great there for Solana at the current moment. Not great. And yeah, it's not really much to say in the daily. I mean, you're just so high. There's not a lot of support resistance. You pretty much went straight up here, and that's the problem with coins that go straight up, guys. I mean, yeah, Solana's cool, right? But it went up way too fast. Way too fast. And the problem with a coin like this is, you know, if it goes up really fast and the rest of the market doesn't go up as fast, The problem is, if Bitcoin goes down, right, Solana's probably going to drop harder because it was already not going to say it was overvalued, but there was a lot of money that was recently put into it. So what'll happen is if Bitcoin does dip, right, Solana will probably drop relatively hard, just like it did from up here, right, where it had about a 40% correction just pretty recently, right? So just always watch that. I mean, there's just not a lot of support where you are for Solana at the current moment, and you have some support where you are right now, but if you break these levels, could get pretty dicey based on how fast you move up, right?
So,
A bear market now. When did I say it was a bear market? Did you see me have the bear suit on? No. Did you hear the zzzt? No. So you do not say I said this was a bear market, okay? Now I'm going to take off the bear suit, and we're not going to do this again. I'm not a bear, okay? Zzzt, until you hear zzzt, and it comes back on, right? As of right now, zzzt. What the heck? When in the stream did I say it was going to be a bear market? You're probably just trolling me, but I'm playing along into it. Salim said, I'll give you $10 not to do zero waiting. Morgan said, hi, Jordan, can you check out Hex? We can check out Hex. I every time I bring up Hex, people like hate in the chat. Hex is this, Hex is that. Guys, don't be hating because it's going up, all right? Don't be hating because it's going up. All right, Hex looks a little dicier. This is actually one of the first times where I'm like, Hex could look a little dicey here. This is one of the first times a chart has looked relatively dicey. Why does the chart look relatively dicey? So actually the first time in a while you've had bearish divergence on the daily. Okay. But it's the first time relatively in a while that you've had bearish divergence on the daily, right? So take that for what you will. It is Hex, which, I mean, it's sort of like trying to predict a crash on the stock market. I mean, it's been consistently going up really since its start back here in June of 2020. For a year and a half, a year and 3 months, it's pretty much been going up, right? Which is, I don't know if that's sustainable, but you do have daily bearish div. So, I mean, always just watch that. But other than that, I mean, there's not a lot you can really look at this asset. I mean, you've just been pumping so hard that, you know, even looking at moving averages is somewhat kind of ridiculous just because, dude, your 20 and your 50, even your 50-day moving average is so far below you that it's like, it's just ridiculous. But so watch that. I'm not going to bet against it just because it's had bearish div in the past and it sort of just kept going up. Yeah, I'm just looking at a few times here of bearish div. It was here, and each time it just kind of continued to go up. So take that for what you will, but who knows about Hex? At some point, Hex will correct, though. At some point, it will correct. It's just I'm not in the business of trying to predict when it's going to correct. Dusty said, will you check out the Ponzi scheme because we need to make... Check out the Ponzi? We need to make... What? Thoughts on Link, support and resistance? Yeah, we can check out Chainlink. We haven't checked out Chainlink in a little bit. Link the Slink. Link the Slink. You know what we need for Link the Slink? We need... Link the Slink. Yeah. No, but honestly, Link the Slink is not really much going on here. Upward support. You're right at it right now. Right at it right now. So it's in a similar position as Bitcoin where, you know, you just sort of want to continue to hold its current support. Like Bitcoin wants to hold this, Link wants to hold this. It's gonna be for some of these coins. They're in very, very interesting levels. You know, if Link does break this, we'll look at some of our retracement levels. You know, I think probably about 24.73 makes some sense at the 0.5 fib. Peak there, some support. Then it's the golden pocket, right? Down at 22.08. That'd be looking at some support. So that's the scenario, is if we break this. If we hold, which we need Bitcoin to hold, then, you know, we just probably just bounce back up to 31 bucks again, you know. But short term, we are hugging support. We are definitely hugging support. You have bullish div. Not yet. Doesn't look like you might even have it in general. Can you imagine if Hex becomes the world currency and Richard Hart becomes the supreme ruler of Earth? It would be a lot of salty people. Can you pull up the May dump and September dump and put them side by side? Same window. Look at how this looks on 1 hour as far as market structure. Yeah, we've been looking at that right here, man. I got it right here for you. Right here, dude. So what we've been saying is we want to break back above this support where we've came back down to a couple times here. We don't want to what we don't want to do is we don't want to roll back over. That's what we did over here, right? We've talked about this a couple times, and we've looked at fractals, right? Where the fractal of this would bring us back down to, you know, the $36,000 range approximately, if the fractal does play out, because you did come back down to the previous support here. If that does play out, right? You can see that you came back down to your previous support, looking left back here. That's sort of what you'd be looking at if that does play out. Now, we do have some support here, like we said, the 50 and the 200 daily are right here. So we want to hold one of those as support in the scenario, right? Shad's buying $300 in BTC right now. No worries. Coming. $300 in BTC. Alexander said blink twice if you were talking about 4 flies. All right, Dusty said you're talking about younger British guy. Younger British guy? Maybe it is. Maybe that is for. I don't know. David said at this point you might go to DCAing 10K. What kind of time frame to get in? Installment percentages. Wait, at this point you might go about DCAing 10K. What kind of time frame to get in? Installment percentages. How much of that to keep as cash, etc. David, I'd probably DCA, man, so I probably wouldn't put it all in now. Bitcoin is at a pretty critical support level, where if it breaks this support level, right? I mean, it does, like we've talked about this the last couple of days, guys. If Bitcoin can't hold this support level, it's definitely possible for it to come back down and test down here, right? That's certainly a possibility. But we've talked about this, right? So we shouldn't be surprised. I think sometimes we get so surprised at price action when every day on stream, and I know a lot of you guys watch the stream every day, maybe not, but if you've been here the last 2 days, I mean, we've talked about the scenario of coming back down. Like even when we were in the wedge, we talked about the possibility of Bitcoin coming back down to the bottom of the wedge, right? But now all of a sudden, we forget about the bearish scenarios that we've talked about multiple times, right? We've talked about these short-term bearish scenarios. So I think, I don't know. I think people listen to what they want to hear and not necessarily what we talked about, multiple times. and it sort of surprises you when it comes. That's I think it's always important to look at both the bearish and bullish scenarios. Then if they come, you're not surprised. And it might suck, right? It might suck in the short term. It sucks. It sucks. But if we know it's coming, then it doesn't suck as much, right? But we've talked about the bearish scenarios coming back down here, certainly a bunch of different times, and we'll see if we even even if we did dump here, we'll see if we come back down to the bottom. Like I said, the sentiment right now, I'm looking at the chat. I've been looking at the chat the whole stream and in the beginning of the stream, and I'm seeing so much bearishness right now. I'm seeing bearishness after bearishness after bearishness. A lot of bearishness. I'm seeing not really any, I'm not really seeing any hopium in the chat. I'm seeing none, right? I'm seeing none. And like we've talked about, the chart can look ugly, but does Bitcoin really care about the chart all the time, guys? Does it really care? People were saying the chart looked ugly down here too. Did Bitcoin care? Nope. Bitcoin pumped to the upside. So, did Bitcoin, hold on, let me zoom out here. Did Bitcoin care about the chart looking super? I remember everyone saying we're going to zero right here. Did Bitcoin care about the chart looking ugly right there? Nope. Can you drop your username on TradingView? Yeah, I don't even know what it is, but I can drop it as when I figure it out. Yeah, but dude, the chart looks super ugly right here. Okay, the chart looks super ugly right here. You know, so yeah, the chart can look ugly, but the chart is only one part of the story. We need to wait till tomorrow to see what the stock market does and the DXY does. If the DXY goes down, then sure, we might have, you know, if the DXY goes up, I mean, then sure, we might go down in price. If the stock market goes down, sure, we might go down in price. But it's going to depend on what happens tomorrow. It's not going to be because of the chart necessarily. I don't think that really is the sort of scenario that we're sort of watching here, right? Fear and Greed Index 50. Data, bro. Man. Gary Soloway called the 60K to 30K. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I always hear the market doesn't look good. It's usually when the market doesn't look good that Bitcoin that's when Bitcoin sort of does its thing. I mean, not always, right? There's times that it's not true. But generally speaking, what we've seen in the past is when everyone's saying the market doesn't look good, right here, that's tend to when Bitcoin sort of surprises all of us and goes back up, right? Monday always fake move day. That's true. But dude, what is with the chat today? Where's all my bulls in the chat? We don't hide. We don't hide in the chat, bulls. All the bulls in the chat are gone. I feel like I'm alone right now. I'm alone. I feel like Bob right now, guys. I'm getting harassed. I'm getting harassed in the chat. I'm the only bull in here. All I see is bears in the chat. I just took a nap listening to your rants. Fantastic sleep. Nice, Kevin. Real deal. Busy. I'm still bullish. Bullish. I don't know. I feel like everyone in the chat is bearish right now. I don't know. Maybe the bears just don't want to get harassed, so they're not talking. I don't know. I get it. I'm just so used to getting harassed in the chat that it doesn't really bother me anymore. It used to bother me a lot. Not like bother me, but I used to like feed into it. Now I just think it's funny. But I mean, streaming every day for 3 hours about crypto, you sort of learn to have some pretty thick skin.
Look at Adam.
Wait, Adam, we have some pump music. Jordan, please continue to trust your intuition and do what feels right. You're amazing. Thank you, Erica. I appreciate the kind words. I will trust my intuition and I will do what feels right. And I will say how I feel. And like I said, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Let's see. But yeah, to answer your question, David, I'd probably DCA, man. I mean, you never know what crypto is going to do, so I never recommend putting buy orders all in at once, right? I always recommend laddering your buys in. Anthony said, what's up with Quant? Can you check it for me? Quant was looking pretty good, I know, a couple of days ago. Let's see what it's doing now. Still consolidating. I think we looked at it decently recently here. I love football. Yeah, I mean, my Pats looked really good today, Creed. My Pats looked amazing. Amazing. How old are you, Jordan? I'm 21. I'm 21 years old, or 21 years young, I should say. I mean, I clearly look 21. I mean, look at my hairline. I mean, I am just a young 21, like a young 21. There's old 21, and there's young 21. Everyone should be eating salsa and chips. All right, let's see. Quant. Still consolidating. I mean, a lot of these altcoins, guys, are just waiting for Bitcoin's next move, right? I mean, I think we all kind of know that. I mean, Quant, if anything, let's see. You just might have broken support for Quant. Yeah. So Quant actually just broke down. If you look, I mean, you had touch, break down. Right? So does this matter in the grand scheme of things? I mean, short term, yeah. Short term, yeah. For Quant, you know, I'd probably. But if Bitcoin can bounce here, I mean, Quant will probably just bounce right back up. I mean, how many times have we seen that for altcoins, right? So always take a altcoin breakout or breakdown with a grain of salt, especially if Bitcoin's sort of deciding which way it wants to go short term. Now, I'd probably look for some support at. I mean, you're at a pretty big support level. I mean, you have support here. Quant, if you zoom out, the one thing with Quant I will say is you did pump pretty hard. This is another one of those coins like Solana, is if Bitcoin does drop, right? Oh man, I'm 41, but happy to say I've twice recently been told someone I assumed in my 20s. Nice, man, nice. You look 30. People saying I look 30, bro. BS. I'll have your own thoughts as long as stay respectful. I like your streams. Yeah. But dude, you look Quant. I mean, you break this level. I mean, Quant probably comes back down to 300. The problem with Quant is like we said, kind of like Solana, guys. I mean, Quant just kind of went up really fast here. Like we said, I mean, it's very similar to not as similar to Solana in the point of percentage gains, but the fact that if this does break 330 or 300, Quant could potentially, if Bitcoin does come down, right, could come back down to the 200s. So I like the low 200s. So obviously, just be aware of that fact. But that's if the scenario if Bitcoin does drop here, which I mean, we're not 100% sure what's going to happen here short term. So I wouldn't take anything to the bank right now. I mean, Bitcoin's really just going sideways at the moment, but interesting. Where else are we now? Shiba. Dane Jordan, no love for Sunny today. We looked at Aave and Sol. Wes said, but I would love to see Shiba crash, Shiba to zero. I don't want to see Shiba crash, right? I don't want to see Shiba have 1,000,000% gains. You know, I just don't think it's good for the market to have meme coins pumping. That's just my opinion, though. Bro, what about Tezos AVAX? Tezos AVAX. So Tezos, I saw someone on Twitter like having a rampage against Tezos today. He's like, if Tezos doesn't move, I'm literally gonna dump it. It's true, but dude, Tezos, you're holding your golden pocket here as support, generally speaking, but you know, take that for what you will. Starting to sound like Ben. Yeah, I mean, I like to look at long-term charts. I've always said I like to look at long-term charts. What's funny is, like, anyone can talk about short-term charts, but people used to say this about all the time. Whenever I look at long-term charts, they're like, "Oh, you're copying Ben. You're copying Ben." Even though I look at different things, right? Relatively, I look at different things. It's just kind of funny. Like, there's only like one person that's allowed to look at long-term charts. If you're looking at long-term charts, you're copying. But anyone's allowed to look at short-term charts. It's like, dude, I like to look at long-term charts. I've said that since the beginning. I just haven't done it. I had an urge to start doing long-term chart videos. But that's what I like doing. And that's what I think really matters in the general grand scheme of things. Not the 4-hour chart that we're staring at right now, necessarily, right? And copycat.
They always get out with turned out proof by the top and bottom top.
Copycat Ben. It's just funny, dude, because no one's allowed to look at long-term charts. Look at Boson. Yeah, we can look at Boson. I'll get to your super. Here we go. We get the people. We can look at my super chat. I got you on your super chats, guys. I just haven't gotten to them yet. I'm going through them right now, though. But yeah, Tezos. I mean, you have a head and shoulders formation here on the 4-hour chart, right? Head and shoulders here on the formation on head and shoulders. Head and shoulders on the head and shoulders. Head and shoulders on the 4-hour chart for Tezos. So what you don't want to do is break back below your golden pocket zone here. If you broke back below your golden pocket zone, well, I mean, in theory, if you took your measured move of this from top to bottom, you'd be sort of looking at, I mean, it's a pretty decent move to the downside there. Could put you back down here at your lows, you know, closer to $4. So always just keep that in mind. But, you know, it is there. It is there. We can't just make up it's not there, right? So I'd watch that. Let's see where you're. That's not there. The daily chart, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, guys, I mean, we can scream bearish to the rooftops, but in the grand scheme of things, I mean, a lot of these coins are still above their daily EMA ribbons. I mean, there's some of them that are below, but for like Tezos here, I mean, it usually comes back down to test when it gets overextended. I mean, I guarantee people were probably calling zero here. People were probably calling zero here. And then we're going to come back down to it again, and people are going to call it zero again. Just, it's the nature of the market, right? So just keep that in mind. You know, the general structure of this is still bullish until proven otherwise. Obviously, Bitcoin has a lot to do with that, but you're generally holding your previous highs above your daily EMA ribbon. And nothing's really changed there for Tezos. And AVAX. What if you did a longer stream on long-term charts over the years? A longer stream on long-term charts? People don't like looking at long-term charts for like more than like 10 minutes. I've tried to do that before, and it wasn't really, people didn't really like those, you know? Is that, who likes to sit? I mean, I like looking at long-term charts like on a video format, but not on a stream, you know? There's only so much you can really look at with some of the longer term charts. But AVAX. what's important for AVAX here is, can you hold your previous highs, right? So get a high here, high here, high here. If you come back down, do you hold the $60.50 level? If you do, well, I think you're pretty good to continue up, right? But what I think you're doing overall is you're allowing time, right? As you know, time's relatively on your side, but you're allowing the daily moving averages to catch up to you, maybe going sideways for a little bit longer here and bouncing. That's under the scenario, obviously Bitcoin sort of holding up here. Bitcoin doesn't hold up, well, probably come back in to the daily EMA ribbon, potentially. Jordan said, let's look at the long-term charts. Me, when moon. Exactly. See, I could sit here and talk about weekly charts, but people would be like, so, you know, what are we doing tomorrow? But anyways, yeah, that's AVAX, man. I mean, that's sort of what you're doing. AVAX is holding up pretty well here too. I think we still have our long-term target up here. Let's look. Swing high, swing low. Longer term target for AVAX. We're looking at approximately 92.72 for AVAX, okay? 92.72. Bob, get an invite to BitBoy Summit with George and Ben. That'd be hilarious. Dude said invite must be lost. It is lost, sir, dude. I mean, I've been trying to get Bob onto Around the Blockchain. Who would like to see Bob around the blockchain? It's his dream to go on Around the Blockchain. I personally think they would never allow it because it's not professional. Is Around the Blockchain really professional? I don't know, but they wouldn't allow Bob to go on Around the Blockchain. I'm trying to get Bob to go around the blockchain. I think he would love it. Man, that'd be funny. Adam is Solana 2.0. I like Adam. I think Adam was on one of those, maybe one of my top 10 holds what we talked about yesterday. It was like on the cusp, right? It was on one of maybe ones I was on the cusp there. But Adam, let's see what's going on with Adam here. Yeah, I mean Adam's been going nuts. Adam's been going nuts. You know? It will allow it. So the 1.618 Fibonacci is our next target, up at 47.22, right? 47.22. That's what we're watching next for Adam. Will it come? Depends on Bitcoin, but typically they do go up to their 1.618 Fibonacci targets. At least a test. Doesn't have to be a consolidation up there, but at least a test. Probably makes some sense. But well, wait. I mean, Adam's been crushing it here. Been crushing it. You're pretty overextended here, so keep that in mind. Overextended with some bearish divergence. Might be peaking out a little bit short term, but I don't see this stopping anytime. You know, besides maybe a couple days of red, assuming Bitcoin doesn't. That'll obviously change everything. Popcorn says here, this is a bear market now. This ain't a bear market.
Nope.
We didn't even look at the total market cap. We'll look at the total market cap in a sec. The vid said, hey Jordan, can you look at multivac? People love multivac, man. Multivac has got a good community already. Like, there's so many people that ask about multivac. It's nuts. So multivac, looks like we rejected the cup and handle, like the first attempt, right? You can see here we had a cup, we had a handle, and we back tested. Okay, we back tested that resistance initially, but we couldn't break it on the first try. Now it's just the first try. You don't have to do it on the first try. Maybe you come back down to the daily EMA ribbon again, round out again, and go. But the chart, I mean, this chart looks really good to me. That looks really good to me. I mean, I don't see anything that's really like, all right, going down. Don't really see anything like that. Look at the 4 hour real quick. I have HVAC for so many people ask me about multi-vac. It's just like I get up to a certain point. You are building some bullish divergence on at multi-vac though. You got lower lows on RSI, higher lows in price action. If you can bounce off this 4 hour EMA ribbon, you're looking good to bounce back up here, I think. So I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but a lot of the new people will be like, Jordan, you're just saying the same thing. Just saying it depends on Bitcoin. It depends on Bitcoin. Oh, man. This guy has no idea how to look at charts. All he does and just says, this altcoin is just going to depend on what Bitcoin does. It's going to depend on what Bitcoin does. That's all I hear over and over and over again. I don't even know why people watch this guy. He has no idea what he's talking about. It's going to depend on what Bitcoin does. Altcoins have their own mind, okay, Jordan? Altcoins have their own mind. No, but in all seriousness, probably going to depend on what BTC does here short term. In all seriousness. Let me take a sip of water here, dude. Such a great TA guy. This guy's a broken record. Sal about the Bitcoin. BTC is strong pumping right now. It's not really pumping. I don't know if you're being sarcastic in the chat. Some in the chat just said BTC's pumping. It's pumping, bro. It's pumping. Ismail said, check out the GraphLink protocol. The GraphLink. They copied the graph. How could they copy the graph? See, I don't know which one actually came first, but sort of just saying it copied the graph. But the graph. What the heck, bro? Why is my grandma in here? Bro, who makes these accounts, dude? Oh, that made my night, dude. It literally says Jordan's grandmother. Oh, man. Bro, who makes these accounts, dude? That's awesome. This is Jordan's grandmother. He said Bob uses multi-vac. Oh, man, that's funny. All right, GraphLink. Let's look at GraphLink. So, there's not much really going on with this. I mean, what I will say is... what I will say is... it's literally me with the hair, with old lady hair on it. Jordan's grandma, can you post in the chat again so people can see it? It's pretty funny. Can you post in the chat again? I don't know who's making these accounts, but we have Java's in here. But dude, yeah, I mean, you look at it, I mean, it looks like right now as we speak, I mean, a lot can change, but it's looking like a previous resistance, right? Kane said, we're in trouble when we're looking at GraphLink. It's so true. When we're looking at these kind of coins, it's a relative boring time. But dude, I mean, we pumped up. What you want to see is you want to hold this as support now, right? So our previous resistance. Jordan's grandma. There it is. Jordan's grandma. Yeah, but dude, previous resistance flipped into support. So, you know, that's what you want to do. I mean, you just want to bounce off this general level and continue up and just sort of continue your stair step pattern back up. If you do continue up, right, next resistance, you're looking at, 5 cents, right? 5 cents. Jordan, how do I buy some Shiba?
Jordan, how do I buy some Bitcoin? Jordan, how do I buy some Bitcoin?
Dude, I want to know who makes these accounts. I really want to know. I don't think whoever makes these accounts is going to tell me, but that's freaking hilarious. But yeah, I mean, you're looking for a next move up to like 5 cents if you potentially bounce here for GraphLink, right? GraphLink's a great project. Live said thoughts on new coin project XNL. Let's check out XNL. Why that Jordan has great my hair and everything. XNL. Let's see. I don't know what this is, but let's check it out. Holy moly, hana moly.
Strap up, we're going to the moon.
It's not much I can really say besides that, man. I mean, this thing is just in a straight line up. I mean, I don't know if you got it in this early, but congrats, dude. I made 1x on it in the last 2 days. 10K up today. Good FT project. There you go, dude. There you go, man. I mean, you know what? I'm not gonna play the pump music just because it's a low cap coin, right? But I'm not gonna play it. But it's a really nice candle. Really nice, girthy. This is a girthy green candle to the upside. Can't get much girthy than that. Amanda said, "Is Uniswap a good investment right now?" Uniswap's been kind of chilling. I think there was some SEC stuff with Uniswap, I think. So I don't know if that has any effect on it. But it's sort of been chilling like a villain for a little bit here. Chilling like a villain. So, I think at some point it'll pump back up, but I mean, it's undervalued in theory, based on what everything else around it, has been sort of moving. But HET retrace. Jordan, make a Jordan's grandma emoji. I gotta do it, huh? Yeah, but I mean, at some point this will bounce back up. But I'm pretty sure Uniswap had some stuff going on. That might be the reason why it's sort of not really moving here since like the beginning of August or so. But I've never been a huge Uniswap guy as far as an investment goes, but it had its run back here. I mean, you got to remember Uniswap was at like $1-ish. It had its run. I do think it still has some run. Let it. I mean, obviously, if we continue up in this bull market, I mean, Uniswap will go up too. But and it's not one of my favorite coins. Not one of my favorite coins, I would say, personally. Yeah, but you just basically you want to hold 22.38. Break below 22.38. Well, could get a little iffy based on previous history. Could come back down to like $14 maybe. Come on, BTC. Show me that the sentiment is true, man. Show me that when I see the chat bearish, every time we've had a bearish poll on my channel, we tend to pump. We tend to pump every time we have a bearish poll. Please show me that to counter trade sentiment, man. Please. I'm not a trader, but you guys know what I mean. Sentiment on Twitter today was so bearish, and I get all the bearish talk with everything going on outside of crypto. I get it, but I think the sentiment is extremely bearish right now. Extremely bearish, which is funny because don't you guys remember like a week ago? And I'm going to say this right now. I don't want to see, if we do continue up, I don't want to see the same people that are yelling for Bitcoin to go to 10K right now. If we start pumping up again, to start dancing to the pump song going, I knew we were pumping. I knew it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I really don't. I really don't. But I digress. I digress. I knew it. Sideways and back up. All right, that's uni. BTC will pump. Could be. Could be. Watching said Jordan basically talks to himself for 2 hours every day. That's very true. If you think about it, I mean, that's very true. You cannot, say that. I really do. I really do say that. I talk to myself for 2 hours every day. Look at Adam so we can play the pump music. Last time we looked at it, it wasn't quite pumping at the time, right? Adam. You should write down all the bears' names. Oh, trust me. I'm not afraid of being wrong. So, like, for whatever reason, Bitcoin does go back down because of stuff that's not related to crypto. Like, see, the problem is a lot of the bears are saying 10K, 10K, 10K. Is because a lot of the bearish, there's people that are looking at it from a macroeconomic standpoint as far as, stocks and the US dollar value going up or down, right? That's fine. I get that bearish point of view. It's when it's the people that are bearish because of charts, off like one chart indicator, saying that the price is bearish. That's where that kind of gets me. It's like, doesn't make sense from a charting standpoint to be bearish on Bitcoin, up to a certain point. I mean, there is some bearish stuff going on, like we talked about, but what was I going with this? I lost my train of thought. That happens to me sometimes. It'll come back to me in a second, but yeah. Oh, what I was saying is, I'm not really afraid to admit I'm wrong. So if we do go back down, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's just because the economic standpoint is not going to be favorable to crypto. That'll be the reason why we go down. It's not going to be because of charts or anything. But I'm not going to write down names and stuff just because I don't want to rub it in. I don't want to rub it in, even though I will anyway. But come to the bear side. Coach tattoo incoming. Guys, the more you're bearish in the chat, the more bullish it makes me. I hope you know that. The more bearish the chat is, the more bullish I become. Like, my Gymboree just gets so bullish. Every single bearish thing I say in the chat. Is I'm seeing right now, and like 80% of the chat is bearish today. 80%. And that just makes my Gymborees are just really getting in there. Now, it doesn't mean that, the whole sentiment thing has to be right, but really getting me in there, man. Really getting me in there. All right. Anyways, let's go, Adam. You can cry, bro. Let's see. Uniswap, Adam. Creighton said, I got you, buddy, but Sunday Night Football is on. I love you, but I love football. I love football too, man. I'm going to get off pretty soon here. Matthew said CeeLo. Let's check out CeeLo for my guy Matt in the chat. My guy Matt in the chat. Come on, man. Matt in the chat. DXY, the moment of truth. Starbucks said I'm so bearish. I hibernate as soon as Jordan goes off stream. I love you guys' theories in the chat. But yeah, CeeLo looks good. I'll play the pump music for CeeLo. Why not? backwards that here. But yeah, CeeLo having a nice pump here. I'd probably look for a move up to $7.17 here. It's probably what the chart's looking like. Unless obviously Bitcoin gets a little bit of rejection. Maybe you see a little bit of a move down. But 717 looks decently likely here, right? Decently likely. By the way, guys, if you haven't followed me on Twitter, go follow me on Twitter. Go follow me on Twitter, man. Go do it. Go do it. No one wants to follow me on Twitter, dude. I feel like I'm the only person on like in the crypto world that people don't want to follow me on Twitter. Now, I know some of you guys do. I don't know what it is, man. Maybe it's because I've always said it. Maybe it's because I don't post the super cringy tweets. You guys ever on Twitter? Oh, don't get me started about this too. All right.
Rant alert. Rant alert.
I could tweet the cringy tweets like, crypto will be the future. Or, what's another cringy tweet? You guys know the cringy tweets I'm talking about. They're so generic where it's like, dude, why did you tweet that? I can't, they're just so cringy to me. I could literally tweet out these I could tweet out the most cringy tweets too. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. I just can't be that cringy, man. There's something with me, dude. I just can't tweet out cringy tweets like crypto's the future, or everyone should own one Bitcoin, or all these cringy tweets that all the bigger accounts tweet every day. I can't do it, man. I probably should just to grow the Twitter, but dude, I can't do it. I can't. I don't have it in me. You're still early. Get into crypto. I can't do it, dude. Real Big said I follow you on Twitter. Yeah. There you go. Earned a Twitter follower. Thank you, Turtles. Thank you. Maybe I should start posting cringy stuff.
Rant alert.
All right. Let's see. CeeLo. Don't do it. C-Day said Jordan's hairline bouncing from the 21 year MA. Let's go look at it again. Oh. Hold on. It's not that far back. Like it is, but it's always been like that. It's not something that's doing it now. My hair still looks beautiful. And even if I went bald, like I said, you guys know how good I look bald. I look so good bald. For anyone that's new and you haven't seen me bald, I'm about to show you. You're gonna be like, Jordan, how could you show me that you're bald? How could you show me how would you look bald? Well, I'm gonna show you right now. Ready? Let me go shave my head, and I'll be back in 5 seconds. Right? I'm gonna go shave my head. Zin. There we go. See? Told you. No, 650. 650 is probably where you're going for CeeLo. That looks really good. Chat looks good on that. Twitter? Jordan has the Eddie Mustard. You also need to hold a big fish in your profile pic. That's sure. Twitter is only for giveaways and free stuff. Yeah, that's pretty true. Someone said FTF. All right, there we go. Yeah, Bitcoin's still just chilling, guys. Hey, I said I wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin bounce back at some point here. I would not be surprised one bit. CLO, Jordan's hairline. Mamba said FTM. Please thinking I'm moving my bags to it for now. Let's check out FTM for Mamba in chat. FTM. Let's see FTM. Thinking about moving your bags into FTM. Go here. Phantom. Yeah, I mean, you have all your bags in there? Oh, for now. Yeah, I mean, it's been a relative slow. Oh, this is on the hourly chart. I was like, it's been a relatively slow mover. I was like, I thought Phantom's been pumping. So this could look like a nice W pattern. Might probably be a little better on the 4 hour for Phantom. It's not great on the 4 hour. Not great. But what I will say on the 4 hour chart is you're making higher lows. Same rejection on the top side. So you could have a little bit of an ascending triangle type thing going on here, which could potentially boost you up to the upside. Typically is a bullish consolidation pattern, right? So you look like crypto Stone Cold. That's why they call me Stone Cold Steve Jordan. Okay, Stone Cold Steve Jordan. You're the man, Jordan. Crypto will pop back up. I know you're just trolling, Tony. Like I said, I don't mind, you know, the bears in the chat. I don't mind because I know half of you guys are just having fun in the chat, and it is what it is. I don't get. See, when I first started streaming, I used to get butthurt, like a little butthurt. You know, people were harassing me and trolling. Now I think it's funny because I know like 80% of you are just kidding around. That's why I kid around with you guys back and I troll you guys back because I think it's funny. But yeah, Phantom, like the potential break up target for this, in theory, you're gonna take your top touch to your bottom. Let's see what the break up target for this is. I mean, the trend is your friend for Phantom, and we can't lie, the trend is up. Put you at 187, right at the top of the previous, right at the top of the previous top. And then the breakdown target for this would put you downwards of like 96 cents, right? 96 cents. Jordan Walter White. Bull here. FTM. That's what you're looking at for FTM. Boson protocol. You got. I know, like, this is when I know it's like a slow time in crypto. Is when the super low cap coins start coming in. Like anything below like 100 market cap. This is how you know. This is how you know. Boson protocol. Oh, guys, what's the fear and greed index? Can someone tell me what the fear and greed index is in the chart? In the chat? I'm curious. It's got to be, based on what I'm seeing in the chat and what I've seen on Twitter today, it's got to be below. I would think it's got to be below 50. I would think it's probably in the 40s. It might not be in the 30s, but it's got to be in the 40s. Which is crazy to me. But it's got to be in the 40s. All right, Boson. Downwards channel. Downwards channel for Boson. 50? Wow. I'm actually generally shocked. Generally shocked that we're at a 50. That's crazy, man. Generally shocked. No, but Boson, I mean, downwards channel. You're just sort of consolidating, waiting for that next move. Let's look at your fib retracements. Do you have anything you can bounce off of here shortly? Yeah, I mean, you're right at your... This would make sense for a bounce area, right? It would make sense. I not always think everything crypto makes sense, but you can see you're right at your golden pocket zone. So that would make sense for a potential bounce area for Boson here in the short term. Right? So if this does bounce from here, perfect. I mean, you probably just continue back up to your highs. In theory, right? If this does break the golden pocket, well, you have your 786. Also your previous low down at like 78 cents. that's probably what you'll be watching here for Bosun. But yeah, besides that, really it, man. Really it. Oh, guys, go join the Discord too in the bump below. I always forget to shout out the Discord like every day. Probably shouted out like once or twice in the last like month or so. I just always forget. I'm really bad with just like shouting out stuff. So yeah, go join the Discord down below too if you haven't. Link should be in the description there. If it doesn't work, just let me know. But yeah, Bosun, next level. You're probably just continuing this channel down to around 78 cents. Bears always get loud when the stock has bottomed out. Proof that they buy the top and sell the bottom. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the bears are never out when the price is going up. But when the price is going down, they're loud as heck. What I've normally seen about bulls is bulls are generally strong at what they believe in. If they're bullish, they're going to be bullish, right? If they're bullish, they're going to be bullish. Bears, what I've seen, they only come out when the price is dropping. That's why you shouldn't let it bother you, because it's funny. And it just means that it's, you know, fair. I guess you could call it fair weather fan, but it is what it is. He said was 224 the bottom for ADA. Well, it would, on a technical term, it would make some sense. Like after breaking the highs here, we did say earlier that your local high here was the top of the next resistance. Well, you know, look where we're at now on ADA, right? We're at the daily EMA ribbon right now for ADA, right? So we want to close the daily, preferably inside the daily EMA ribbon, right? Inside the daily EMA ribbon. So that's what we preferably want to do. We don't want to close below that. If we do, well, you know, it's not like it can't bounce back in, but I mean, preferably that's not what we want to do. So let's see where we close, right? It's all about where we close. Tomorrow, whatever, no, Bitcoin could bounce back up and ADA could be right back in here, right? ADA could be back above 231 at some point tomorrow. Who knows? Depends on what the stock market looks like, right? If the stock market's green tomorrow, you better bet crypto's bouncing. If the DXY is red tomorrow, you better bet that crypto's bouncing. And if the stock market's red and the DXY is green, crypto's probably going to dump. And then that's just the reality of the situation that we're currently at the moment, because of how last week ended, right? Last week ended with the dollar extremely bullish and the stock market red. Wouldn't say extremely bearish just yet, but red. So that's what we're waiting for tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a big day. Tomorrow's a decently important day, I should say. You know, can I have this hat on and still be bald? What the heck? Oh, remember yesterday we were looking at the mullet? Look at it. I love that. I might actually get that haircut. Literally just have the back. You guys see it? Right in the back here. That's really sexy. Let me look at AMP. Oh, the stablecoin AMP. We can look at AMP. AMP's the ultimate stablecoin. Holy altcoins. Got so many altcoins today. All right, AMP. This is so AMP, man. Hold on a second. This is AMP in a nutshell, dude.
That's an stablecoin. That's an stablecoin.
Bro, AMP finally broke that resistance, and I'm not saying that in a good way. I'm just saying it finally broke that support, and it's literally snailing to the right. Literally snailing to the right. What's up, Keith? Yo, no problem, dude. Yo, but no, seriously, AMP finally broke out, and it's snailing. This is such an AMP thing to do. You broke down, back tested, and you're just chilling. You know what I mean? Like, this is just AMP in a nutshell. I would say that, I mean, typically, I mean, breaking the support's not great, and you probably go down, but it's AMP, right? I wouldn't be surprised to see AMP just sort of continue sideways here. It's just what it's been doing, you know? What it's been doing. So much for the AMP being this is, dude, you remember when it was hyped up that AMP was partnering with Amazon? Oh man, that was some good times, I guess. But yeah, dude, AMP is AMP. I guess maybe like if you wanted to get deep down and dirty, maybe some wedgie action going on. I mean, that's some super hopeful stuff. That's also with cutting off a wick, but you know, if maybe we take it from this wick and we come down like this, that would make some sense. Maybe a little of a wedgie coming on, but I don't know, dude. I mean, AMP is the ultimate stable coin. I wouldn't be surprised to just see it keep going sideways here. Would be surprised. BitBoy started the rumor and dumped it. That's why I always say be careful what people say, guys. I mean, no one has sources, dude. No one has sources on crypto. Not one person has sources on crypto unless you're a whale. Only Ken. And he doesn't even tell me. Only Ken has sources, but his sources are super cheap, right? XNL. Let's see XNL. XNL. Except Ken, yeah. All right, so XNL. We looked at this earlier. I mean, this thing's going to the moon.
Strap up, we're going to the moon.
Drew said my USD is waiting. I'm ready to buy. That's what I'm talking about, dude. I mean, yeah. I mean, Bitcoin. It's going to be interesting to see what we do tomorrow. It really is. I'm going to be glued to my phone tomorrow, most likely, during the day, seeing what Bitcoin does. I mean, seeing what the stock market does. It's going to be a big indication. Matthew said CLO, CGLD. Let's see. CLO. Let's see CLO. I mean, cup and handle. It's there, right? It's there. It's got some positive momentum right now. With Bitcoin chilling, I mean, CLO's still having some pretty good positive momentum. So, yeah, chart looks good, man. That looks good. I mean, I would probably say you want to break this 7.1 cents on a close. You can see you wicked up below it here, but couldn't close on 2 days. Wicked up to it here, so that's a big resistance. You break 7.1. I mean, there's no resistance. Zero resistance. Probably until this wick. And obviously you're in price discovery at that point. So, yeah, I mean, CLO could be making some serious moves here if you can break 7.1 cents. Classic bounce off a daily EMA ribbon a couple times. It just makes sense for you to move up here. Just makes sense. Are you going to stream in the morning tomorrow? Probably not. Probably not. I got some stuff to do in the mornings. Not mornings, but in the morning. I probably won't be streaming in the mornings anymore. I'm probably just making videos. Like I said, I want to. I mean, after streaming for 3 days, 3 hours at nighttime. Like I said, I don't want to stream too much. You know what I mean? One time a day is pretty good, and I've generally enjoyed making the videos lately. So you enjoy it, right? Hussein said, "Can you please explain why alts are dropping hard? But last week they held nicely despite BTC's drop. Thanks, buddy. Why alts are dropping hard? The Bitcoin dominance just is looking like the Bitcoin dominance bounced off a very important level, right? So that's why you're seeing Bitcoin outpace the alts right now, right? Now Bitcoin's not going up in value, but it's holding up a little bit better than alts, and that's typically what Bitcoin does on days like this, right? So let's see. Yeah, 42% the Bitcoin dominance. That's why you're seeing alts drop a little bit more than Bitcoin, right? Just keep it simple. KIS. Keep it simple. You bounced off a pretty important area. See if you double bottom. If you double bottom, I mean, it's either going to mean one of two things. It's either going to mean that Bitcoin's going down and alts dump harder, or it's going to mean Bitcoin go up and Bitcoin outpace alts. Now, we don't have to necessarily bounce from here. I think a lot of people are sort of under the assumption that we're just going to bounce up to oblivion in the dominance. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that, right? It could just mean a little bit temporary bounce and then we get rejected and come back down. It's the Bitcoin dominance. Like, you can't really... It's hard to predict what the Bitcoin dominance is going to do most of the time, right? It's, I mean, especially this year. I mean, a lot of people all the time were calling Bitcoin's run, and the altcoins just ran the whole year. So just, I mean, this just smashed through so many different support levels when it went straight down here. It just smashed so many levels from back here. So it's really hard to predict the Bitcoin dominance. I will say, but I will say it is due for a bounce. I definitely will say that. I got rid of my Bitcoin hourly chart, man. How could I do that to my Bitcoin chart? FTM. Let's see. I gotta bust through some of these altcoins too, guys. Bitcoin 47.2. Still chilling, mostly. Checking out Lotex. I'm going to go through some of these alts a little bit quickly here, guys, because it is 10 o'clock here. Lotex. Lotex is not on here, my friend, so fortunately I can't look at that. David said, still learning, realizing portfolio way imbalanced in altcoins. If it were you, would you take losses to rebalance or wait for turn first, down 20%? Well, if you're taking losses and putting them into Bitcoin, you know, I don't see that as a terrible thing. I mean, a lot of people like to hate on holding Bitcoin, but what you don't understand is Bitcoin's a hedge against drops, right? So we learned it back in May, why it's a decent, you know, it's not bad to hold Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin dropped about 50%. A lot of alts dropped 70 to 80%, which is a pretty big difference, right? Bitcoin's a hedge, a somewhat hedge, right? It's not going to hold up in drops, but it will hedge you against a certain amount of risk, and that's why it's good to hold some Bitcoin, in my opinion. But I mean, do what you want to do, man. I think, you know, alts are obviously a little bit more risky, but they obviously have higher gain potential. So I don't know, man. We're still kind of in that range. We're still trying to teeter totter of what we're doing here. So I'm never recommending. I mean, if you bought a coin, you obviously believed in it at one point. Don't be selling coins because they're not moving. But we've seen in the past, we've seen coins don't move, and then the one of the next ones to pump, right? That's what we've seen in the past. Just buy top 20 coins. That's true. Balance. Roger said, what up, Jay? Just got back from the Charger game, and my stop loss for XRP was triggered at 105. Think I should buy it back. Where's XRP right now? 102. So what I would say about XRP right now, guys, it's really a tough question to ask because I don't want to say buy back now and for the stock market to be red tomorrow, because that's probably going to mean crypto is going to go down. But I also don't want to tell you not to. Then the stock market's green, and then it goes up, and you have to buy back and higher, right? So, if it was me right now and I had some money on the sidelines, I'd probably wait to see how tomorrow goes first. Yeah, you might have to buy back in a little bit higher, you know, if it goes well, right? But I mean, the potential risk of the stock market being red tomorrow, you know, might outweigh the stock market being green. I don't know. It depends on what you want to do, man. What do we want to do? Maybe buy some now, wait some. It's all. You could go right or wrong there, honestly. Roger said, "What up, Jay? Just got back." Oh no, we just did that one. The Chargers game, man. The Chargers win. My boy Justin Herbert. Gotta be throwing dimes out there. Hut. Justin Herbert better be throwing dimes. Throwing dimes. Dusty said, can we check DXY again? It's pumping. Going up a little bit, yeah. It's going up a little bit. Someone said the futures are already red. Yeah, I mean, that's we have to wait to see what happens tomorrow. The DXY is going up a little bit here. It can start green and go red. I mean, yeah, we have to wait. We gotta wait. Wait till Tuesday night. Chargers lost by a last-second field goal. Damn. Henry said, can we look at ICX? Sorry to hear that. I will say my Pats looked awesome today. Dude, their defense was smothering. They made Zach Wilson throw 4 picks today. They shut down the Jets. They told the Jets that, I mean, they basically made the Jets their bleh. So if you're a Jets fan, we can still be friends, but no, ICX, I mean, it's been just performing very well. I mean, so you broke below, one thing I will say is you broke below this previous high here in the daily. We're still a week closed tomorrow. But if this does continue to drop, I'd probably look for a move back down to 158 potentially. You should have some room to run on the daily EMA ribbon. Yeah, you got plenty of room to run on the daily EMA ribbon. As long as you continue to hold this, the trend is still bullish here. And this range is all the way down to like 150. So you got plenty of room to work with here. You're just literally going into it now, and you're actually trying to hold it as support as we speak, right? As we speak. So that is that. Why is everyone freaking out about the stock market? Not so much freaking out, just more for short-term moves, right? Just more so for short-term moves. I'm not expecting some stock market crash. I'm just not. But like, for example, last week was bad for the stock market. If it's another bad week for the stock market, it could affect crypto for short-term. I don't think we're gonna have some stock market crash. I'm more so just talking about next week, right? So, and then Kareem wants VeChain. The VeChain. So VeChain looking a little sketchy. So bounce, you dipped, came back up, couldn't reclaim the daily EMA when you confirmed it as resistance, turned it as resistance, and now you bounced and below your previous support level. So what I'd be looking here for VeChain is a move down to about 9.6 cents potentially for a potential bounce there. That's what we're sort of watching here at the current moment, right? Jets don't deserve to share a stadium. That's crazy. Yeah, I'd probably look for a move back down to 9.6 cents at this point. You got a ton of support in that general level, but I mean the general structure of VeChain, I mean it's not the greatest structure. You got lower lows, lower highs as well. So that's VeChain. Nothing wrong with VeChain in the longer term, I don't think, but you know, shorter term, it's not looking great. Certain coins are going to look better than others. Certain coins are going to look worse than others. Come on, Bitcoin. It's 10:01, guys. So Bitcoin's sitting at 47,261. All right, I'm going to end the stream here shortly, but what I'd like to see here for Bitcoin is a break back above, preferably like 47,750, above these previous highs. If Bitcoin can get back above there, I mean, it could be just a nice W reversal back up to test back up here at 48.3. That would be preferable. If we can't get back above there, basically the bearish scenario is we break down back into this channel, which would also probably break us back into this wedge. Right? If we break back into this wedge, I'd probably look for a first support somewhere like 46.3 potentially. So what I will say is about the 4-hour guys is, you know, you look at some of these momentum indicators here, like the 4-hour stock RSI, just real quick, is bottomed out at the current moment. Now, it doesn't have to mean we bounce here, but typically, like I said, when the 4-hour stock RSI is bottomed out, we typically get either a short-term bounce or a nice bottom. So remember that. Also, you know, the Fear and Greed Index is at a 50. I'm actually surprised about that, considering the sentiment in the chat and what I've seen on Twitter today. So take that for what you will. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens tomorrow, right? We'll see what happens tomorrow. Other than that, I'll catch you guys later. Yeah, catch you guys later. Make sure you guys go join the Twitter. Go join the Discord down below. I'm going to sneeze before I sneeze. Make sure you don't panic sell your crypto. All right? Peace out. I'm going to sneeze, so I'm going to end the stream here. Hit that like button, too. Hit that like button before you go. Hit that like button. All right? Peace out, guys.